Chapter 201. The Sea Princess's Sacrifice Phoenix Divine Fire. That was the flame Ma Hongjun had relied on. Without it, and with the divine power in his body shattered by Elder Yao and Electrolux, his cultivation foundation had been destroyed. Ma Hongjun was a cripple now, unable to continue cultivating. Lin Xiao had no intention of killing him yet. To truly break a person, you had to break his spirit first. He wanted Ma Hongjun alive to witness how everyone would treat him, to carry back the living proof of Shrek's defeat and make them tremble. Before Lin Xiao could absorb the remaining flame, Guyuena returned, carrying the last stalk of heaven and earth treasure. That completed the set of relics needed to heal her wounds. "Senior, everything is here. When can we begin the refinement?" Guyuena asked eagerly. Recovery had been a long time coming. She had waited too long. Now she could finally restore herself, and when she absorbed the Golden Dragon King, begin manifesting the Dragon God's might once more. Watching Guyuena's excitement, Lin Xiao and the others felt genuinely happy for her. At first, some of them had suspected they were being used, but now they were all on the same side. Seeing her so close to recovery warmed them. Elder Yao took the final heaven and earth treasure and regarded Guyuena seriously. "Silver Dragon King, I'm not in a state to refine this pill. You'll have to ask Lin Xiao for help." "He's got decent pill refining skills," Guyuena remarked. Lin Xiao hurried to speak up. "Master, with my current soul force, I probably can't refine a Tier 7 pill, can I?" He had confidence in his technique, but he'd never attempted a Tier 7 before. Success was one thing. Whether he could even attempt it was another. His soul force still sat at the peak of the mortal realm and hadn't broken through to the spirit realm. Elder Yao's expression was frank. "A soul force at the mortal realm can attempt Tier 7, but your success rate will be far higher after you break through to the spirit realm." "That's right. Xiao Xiaozi, you're already at 80 levels of soul power. It's time to force a breakthrough. If the Sea Princess offers a sacrifice for your 8th spirit ring, your soul force will break through to the spirit realm. Have the evil emperor sacrifice for your 9th spirit ring, and your soul force will climb even higher." Elder Yao's words hit Lin Xiao with a jolt. The Sea Princess, would she be willing to sacrifice? It was worth trying. Guyuena smiled at once. "That's not hard. Lin Xiao, let's go together. I want to see if the Sea Princess is willing." She spoke with sovereign authority. They were all spirit beasts after all. Sacrifice didn't mean death the way mortals assumed. Only Guyuena could say such things with such calmness. Before Lin Xiao could reply, she added, "Come, we'll leave now." Lin Xiao grinned and didn't object. "Master, Linger, stay and guard the body sect. Protect the plane consciousness. I'll go with the Silver Dragon King and work on condensing my 2nd soul core while we're there." Lin Xiao planned to condense a spiritual soul core next, raising his mental energy. A third would be a battle chi soul core once he reached titled Douluo. For balance, he needed 2 to match his battle chi, but that would come later. Before heading straight to the sea, Lin Xiao and Guyuena brought the crippled Ma Hongjun to Shrek. Lin Xiao flung him towards Shrek's main gate and shouted a soul power transmission. "Blondie, I've returned your useless fatty." "Don't thank me," he added, and with a lazy motion unleashed a burst of flame that set Shrek's interior alight. How many would live or die didn't concern him. The humiliation was the point. With that done, Lin Xiao and Guyuena turned and left. As they left, Guyuena spoke softly. "Lin Xiao, I sense a strong vitality inside there. If you absorb it into your world, the vitality will concentrate even more," Lin Xiao replied. He knew she meant the Golden Ancient Tree. The Golden Ancient Tree, maybe we can make them deliver it personally, he thought. Ma Hongjun might be worthless now, but the 2 women taken by Shrek would be a better way to pressure them. Oscar would be desperate to save them, and maybe Dai Mubai too. They could also just take it by force. Cowards rarely fought back. The only snag was Xiao Ling. The Golden Ancient Tree was her mother. Would they risk crossing her? Either way, it would benefit Lin Xiao. Guyuena chuckled at his scheming look. "You humans are heartless." Lin Xiao rolled his eyes. He had no defense. They traveled toward the ocean. Lin Xiao suddenly remembered that Sea God Island seemed empty. Most of its forces had to be off-island. When they had captured Ma Hongjun before, a limit Douluo had stood beside Dai Mubai, someone Lin Xiao didn't recognize. There had been several unfamiliar titled Douluos as well. They had to be from Sea God Island. Guyuena? Lin Xiao said, a dangerous grin forming. Let the Sea Princess sacrifice, then we go blow up Sea God Island. Blow up Sea God Island. The idea was audacious, but Guyuena didn't hesitate. In less than a day, they reached the Merfolk clan. At the sight of Guyuena, the Sea Princess felt only reverence. Senior Sea, this is the sovereign of soul beasts, Silver Dragon King Guyuena, she announced. Silver Dragon King. The Sea Princess bowed gracefully. Hail, my lord. No need for formalities, Guyuena said, waving a hand. We're on the same side. Lin Xiao stepped forward. Senior, we've come to ask a favor. Guyuena lightly tapped the Sea Princess's forehead, transmitting the situation in detail. The Sea Princess processed the information, took a steadying breath, and said, a sacrifice? Very well. Lin Xiao, give me time to prepare. I can have the upper echelons of the Merfolk clan enter your world. There are no heavenly tribulations there, Lin Xiao noted. It was the undead world. The sea as they knew it didn't exist there, but he could absorb seawater into it to simulate conditions. The Sea Princess nodded and quickly summoned her important members to enter Lin Xiao's world. Please, my masters are inside. They will arrange everything for you, she said, trusting them. Lin Xiao opened the gate to the undead world and absorbed a large volume of seawater into it to accommodate the merfolk. Once everything was in place, the Sea Princess began her sacrifice on Lin Xiao's behalf. She understood she would not die from this. She might even grow stronger from it. Having experienced sacrifices before, Lin Xiao was calm and focused. The Sea Princess was not young, and her soul power was vast. As she condensed and offered up her mental energy, streams of it surged toward Lin Xiao, pressing against the borders of his own mental energy. Lin Xiao's Sea of Spirit had been nourished by a dragon soul and had become extraordinarily resilient. The pressure from the Sea Princess's mental energy could not unsettle him. He stood steady, palms raised to receive the sacrifice and the change it would bring. The Sea Princess's mental energy shone with a golden light, the mark of her noble merfolk lineage. Her daughter Leah shared that same blood, and Leah's was even purer. The Sea Princess's energy flowed gently into Lin Xiao's sea of consciousness, and he barely felt any pain as it merged. Waves of beautiful song echoed in his mind while he refined the mental energy. At the same time, he refined his soul power and absorbed the spirit ring. Within 3 days, Lin Xiao had fully absorbed the Sea Princess's spirit ring. The Sea Princess's sacrifice had left a skull bone behind, a golden merfolk mental skull bone, hundreds of thousands of years old. Lin Xiao intended to condense a second soul core at the center of his forehead, a mental soul core. He had initially wanted the Merfolk clan's external spirit bone as well, but since that bone was a tail, he decided against it. He planned to get the evil Emperor's Eye external spirit bone later. Using the spirit ring's energy, he proceeded to absorb the spirit bone and aid the condensation of his second soul core. 2 soul cores had to achieve frequency resonance with each other to remain stable inside his body without the energies clashing and exploding. Di Tian had explained the method for balancing dual soul cores. Lin Xiao had learned it. With the experience from his first condensation, producing a second core was only a matter of time. After 2 months, he succeeded. The second soul core, a mental soul core, condensed at his forehead. Only then did Lin Xiao feel his cultivation truly reach a new stage. His soul power rose to level 86, and his Do Qi reached 8-star Do Wang. With 2 soul cores, his spirit bones were nearly complete. He only lacked a left leg bone, though he still had a metacarpal bone from the gloomy evil purple-gold tiger. The improvements he'd gained from absorbing spirit bones and spirit rings were immense. His foundation was extraordinary. He barely dared imagine how powerful he'd become. Taking a deep breath, Lin Xiao summoned the Sea Princess's soul spirit. Sea Princess, how do you feel? In her soul spirit state, she nodded. Not bad, Lin Xiao. It isn't as terrible as I expected. And you're stronger than I thought, she added. Even I'm no match for you now. Lin Xiao smiled slightly. Otherwise, how could I have defeated Xiaoling? What? You actually defeated the sea god Xiaoling? The Sea Princess's eyes widened. From the side, Guyuena nodded. He heavily injured Xiaoling. For the details, you can ask that mermaid who's just like you. The mermaid princess flashed a nod and vanished. Lin Xiao grinned. Let's go, Guyuana. After we blow up Sea God Island, we'll go back and refine pills for you. Guyuana said nothing, and the two burst from the water together. Guyuana, lead the way. I'm going to start merging the flames. Lin Xiao's voice hardened. They dared to provoke me. I'll turn Sea God Island to ash. He snorted, and 5 flames coalesced in his hand. Guyuana looked at the flames, then at him. Let's go see this so-called Sea God Island together. Take one last look at their sacred place. Lin Xiao concentrated on merging the 5 flames as they headed east. They didn't move quickly. He needed time to fuse the flames, but by the time they neared Sea God Island, the 5 had become one. Who are you? A voice demanded. A massive shark burst from the sea, the devil spirit great white shark, Xiao Bai. Lin Xiao had almost forgotten that Xiao Bai still guarded Sea God Island. No wonder the titled doulos there had left. They'd put their trust in a loyal hound. Ah, it's Xiao Bai, Guyuan exclaimed. I wondered who it would be. A dog for 2 generations of sea gods. Tsk. You sure are loyal, Lin Xiao mocked. Xiao Bai rounded on them. Who are you? This is Sea God Island. She bristled. This is not a place for you to act presumptuously. She snorted, shifted into humanoid form, and leapt into the air to confront them. Guyuan merely snorted back. Xiao Bai's momentum faltered, and she crashed back into the sea. Lin Xiao raised his chin. Xiao Bai, we're here to blow up Sea God Island. Xiao Bai's gaze darted to the object in his hand. Do you see this lotus? Beautiful, isn't it? Lin Xiao held up the fire lotus, its petals flickering with the merged flames. Xiao Bai popped her head out of the water and sneered. Blow up Sea God Island? Are you 2 fools crazy? You should know what kind of place that is before you talk about blowing it up. She snorted disdainfully. Go on, then. I'm watching. Blow it up and show me. Lin Xiao chuckled, amused rather than offended. In all my years, this is the first time someone has begged me to do this. Xiao Bai, come on. Stand next to me and keep your eyes wide open. Xiao Bai, eager to witness what she thought would be failure, complied. She surfaced and watched smugly as Lin Xiao flung the fire lotus toward the center of Sea God Island. The lotus descended unimpeded, slammed into the island, and detonated in a violent and fiery bloom. Waves of fire swept outward, ravaging everything in their path. A mushroom cloud climbed high as the flames consumed the island. Wherever the fire passed, not a blade of grass remained. Under Xiao Bai's stunned gaze, Sea God Island shattered, broke apart, and then slowly sank into the ocean. It was gone, completely obliterated. Lin Xiao's voice was calm as he turned away. Xiao Bai, there are still a few fragments on the seabed. Tell your clansmen to go pick them up. If you don't, you'll be in big trouble when the High Priestess returns. With that, he took Guyuana and left, the 2 of them vanishing before Xiao Bai could even recover. Sea God Island had just sunk like that? Xiao Bai stared at the empty water in a state of dumbfounded disbelief, then finally snapped back to action. Quick, find the fragments of Sea God Island. She roared to her clansmen, plunging into the water in a frantic search. 203. Chapter 203. The soul-guided cannon is in our hands. Sea God Island detonated, reduced to scattered fragments that sank into the seabed. Xiao Bai stood frozen for a moment, unable to process what she had just witnessed. The island she was supposed to protect had been blown apart before her eyes. She had never believed the man and woman when they spoke of such a thing. She certainly had not expected anyone to be capable of destroying Sea God Island. Panic and confusion crowded her thoughts. Would Xiaoling blame her? She knew Xiaoling's temper well enough to fear his reproach. For now, though, her priority was to recover the island's fragments. Those 2 attackers had shown no mercy for the island's residents. To Lin Xiao, Sea God Island had been a nest of enemies, and he never hesitated to pull up enemies by the roots. Besides, the island's people were followers of that brat Xiaoling. Letting them live would be doing the brat a favor. Xiao Bai ordered her clansmen to gather the fragments while she traveled to the mainland to find the High Priest. The High Priest was the true authority of Sea God Island. She needed his direction. The responsibility for what happened could not fall on her alone. Back at the body sect, Lin Xiao and Guyuana had also returned. Inside the sect, Jing Hongqian and Kong Deming were already speaking with Dubuzi and the others when Lin Xiao walked in. A few of the elders stood as if he were their leader. Lin Xiao eyed them and said wryly, "Seniors, There's no need for this. In front of you, I'm just a junior. The old men chuckled and sat back down. Old Kong, old Jing, why did it take you so long? Lin Xiao sat beside the Snow Empress, and Guyuana settled quietly beside him, listening. Kong Deming let out a long sigh. Xu Tianran wants to make a final, desperate gamble. He told us to be prepared. Lin Xiao sneered inwardly. Even now, Xu Tianran was still clinging to his ambitions. But then again, who wouldn't take one last gamble when the throne was at stake? A weak ruler might accept defeat, but an ambitious man like Xu Tianran would not simply wait for death. Lin Xiao had expected him to surrender to either the body sect or Shrek. He had not foreseen this final, reckless bet. Old Kong, what is he planning? Lin Xiao asked, tapping the table. Kong Deming said, Xu Tianran intends to wait until we start fighting Shrek, then fire every level 9 fixed soul-guided cannon he has, trying to blow us all to pieces. A hush fell. A single level 9 fixed soul-guided cannon could make a limit Douluo pale. All of them firing at once. To match the power of a level 10 stationary spirit tool would require a limit Douluo to self-detonate, and a peak condition limit Douluo at that, not a cripple like Long Xiaoyao had been. With plain consciousness awakened for so many, nearly everyone now had the combat power of a limit Douluo. The threat posed by level 9 cannons was obvious. However, Kong Deming went on with a smile, drawing puzzled looks. He continued, at the moment, every level 9 fixed soul-guided cannon in the Sun Moon Empire is under our control, me and old Jing. Lin Xiao didn't know whether to laugh or cry. After all the worry, the most dangerous weapons were actually in friendly hands. Old Kong, old Jing. He struggled for words. Ha ha ha, brat, Jing Hongqian rumbled. Since we sided with you, we naturally brought some advantages. Lin Xiao laughed. Xu Tianran could not have imagined those two had already defected. With the cannons secure, that particular danger evaporated. Enough worrying then, Lin Xiao said. It had to be you two elders. Come on, elders. Since we're on the same side now, I'll take you to your future home. Master, bring eldest senior brother, Le Swan, and the others, and BG and Li Ya too. Lin Xiao intended for all his people to enter the undead world. It was time to show them their base. Inside the undead world, everyone gathered around the ice and fire yin-yang well. For Long Aoshin and the others, it was their first time there. Curiosity lit their faces. Li Ya, who understood her mother's sacrifice, was oddly calm. She trusted that her mother would not be lost. She was growing closer to Linger and the others. Everyone, this is our base of operations, Lin Xiao said solemnly. Junior brother, can we become gods too? Long Aoqian blurted, voicing the desire on everyone's mind. Lin Xiao smiled. Gods? In my view, gods aren't all that impressive. The others smirked. Not all shared his breezy attitude toward such lofty titles. Old Yao drifted forward and they bowed. Greetings, senior. Old Yao waved them off. We're on the same side. No formalities. The younger ones can call me Grandpa. Master, could you explain? Lin Xiao asked. Old Yao nodded. Xiaoling is a god king. In my world, a god king is only comparable to a high-star Dozong. Right now, Xiao Xiaozi is an 8-star Do Huang, almost a Do Huang. And a 1-2-star Do Huang equates to roughly a rank 98 to 99 titled Douluo. That's why Xiao Xiaozi is so strong. Becoming a god, in my world, means entering the ranks of mid-level experts, not the absolute top. Now that you've joined our world, you should have bigger goals. Godhood is only the beginning. Godhood marked the start of a longer road. The thought fired up everyone's fighting spirit. Old ambitions grew teeth again. The path ahead glowed with possibilities. I'll give you methods to cultivate Do Qi once things settle down. Converting soul power and learning Do Qi is a long process, Lin Xiao added. Right now, our enemies are gods, perhaps even forces from the whole divine realm. Only after this world absorbs the Douluo Continent will the real shift occur. We can't rush it. Junior brother, let's go. Let's wipe out Shrek now. Long Aochin leapt to his feet, eager for immediate action now that his junior brother had returned. Lin Xiao waved a hand to steady him. We can go provoke them, but now is not the time. If we move rashly, the entire divine realm might descend on us. We still lack a top-tier combatant. Once I become a titled Douluo, I can take down a god king in one strike. The divine realm has 5 god kings, and we don't know where they stand. If we act without a plan, we'll only be forced into hiding. Still, I don't want to hide. Long Yaochen declared, impatience blazing in his eyes. Chapter 204 Long Yun, Provoking Shrek Academy. After settling matters in the undead world, everyone returned to the body sect. Kong Deming and Jing Hongchen taught Leah and BG how to research rank 10 spirit tools and continued constructing more level 9 fixed soul guidance cannons. The Stardew Great Forest had supplied all the necessary resources, just as Gu Yuena had promised. Long Aoshin took Vina to the Heavenly Soul Empire to train troops. Xiao Xiao and Zhang Lexuan followed Du Buzi to recruit factions wanting to join the body sect and to help handle sect affairs. Linger, the Snow Empress, and Lin Xiao stayed behind in the undead world. Lin Xiao's soul realm had reached the spirit realm, which made him fully capable of refining grade 7 pills. Master, I want to refine the pill to heal Gu Yuena now, Lin Xiao said. With my current ability, can I do it? Old Yao studied him, then shook his head and nodded at the same time. Not yet, but theoretically you can, he said. What you lack is practice. Lin Xiao understood. He immediately set up his cauldron and began refining pills. Gu Yuena, standing nearby, looked to Old Yao with a question in her eyes. Senior, with Lin Xiao like this, how long will it take for him to refine that pill? Old Yao stroked his beard. A month at the fastest, 3 months at the slowest. This boy's talent isn't bad, and he's meticulous. Pill refining is all about careful control and accumulation of practice. If you girls are bored, you can go out for a stroll, he added. The 3 women knew they couldn't help with the pill refining. Since Lin Xiao hadn't given them any tasks, they hesitated, unsure what to do. The Snow Empress and Linger glanced at Gu Yuena. Gu Yuena shook her head. I'll stay and guard here. Old Yao smiled. However, if you two have nothing to do, you can go to Shrek. Linger blinked in surprise. Gu Yuena explained with a light chuckle. Lin Xiao once said it's useful to hold the women hostage to make the scoundrels submit. Old Yao elaborated with a grin. The idea is to go to Shrek, grab a few people, and force that golden hair to give up what you want in exchange. It'd be best to take those 2 goddesses. After all, they're closely connected. When Gu Yuena added, and if you can, bring back the golden ancient tree, both girls' eyes brightened. The golden ancient tree was a treasure. They'd been worried about how to obtain it without launching a full-on assault. Now, an opportunity presented itself. Let's go, the 2 said, and immediately opened the gate to the undead world. After a quick return to the body sect, they rushed towards Shrek. They both knew the exit from the undead world, so they had a secure retreat and weren't worried about being cut off. Back in the undead world, Old Yao smiled and turned back to teaching Lin Xiao. Gu Yuena went east to meet the Dragon Souls. Led by the Earth Dragon King, the Dragon Souls had already adapted to the undead world and were helping renovate it. As Gu Yuena approached, they gathered around. Silver Dragon King, good to see you, the Dragon Souls greeted, the Earth Dragon King and several others floating forward. From among them, they produced a cloud, handing it to Gu Yuena. She took the dragon-shaped cloud. What is this? This dragon cloud was nurtured in the Dragon Valley and collected by us, the Earth Dragon King explained. Linger has already comprehended the dragon domain. This dragon cloud is our gift for Lin Xiao. Back in the Dragon Valley, the Earth Dragon King had promised another gift for Lin Xiao. At the time, many things were happening, and they hadn't been able to follow through, but now was the perfect moment. Gu Yuena knew what the dragon cloud did. Combined with Linger's dragon domain, its power would only increase. I'll give it to him when the time comes, she said. How are you all faring here? Gu Yuena asked. The Earth Dragon King swam a small circle and spoke with visible excitement. Very well. This world is a world of the undead, which is of great benefit to us. As it develops, it will be even more advantageous. In the future, there will be a place for my dragon clan in this world. This place promised to evolve, perhaps even surpassing the divine realm, and the dragon clan would benefit. Gu Yuena left content. Revival of the Soul Beast clan no longer seemed far off. But everything was far from peaceful on the other side. Linger and the Snow Empress had set up a challenge stage directly in front of Shrek Academy. Bloody slogans scrawled across it. Morally bankrupt Shrek, bullying the small like that punk Tang San. Bullying the weak is your heritage, cowardice your claim to fame. It was a direct attack on Shrek's traditions. The two women shouted from the stage with high arrogance. Golden hair, that wild chicken has already been crippled by us, Linger taunted. Which of you will come up and fight? We know you're afraid of death, so we won't force you. Let Shrek's female-titled Douluos come to the stage. Linger had specifically demanded women, afraid that if the fight turned hot, she might end up killing someone outright. Several figures appeared. Predictably, it was those four useless ones from Shrek. Ma Hongjun, meanwhile, could only lie in the Sea God Pavilion in a depressed state. Linger pointed at Juju King. Do you dare to fight? The Snow Empress aimed at Ning Rongrong. And you, do you only know how to hide behind men? Both of them regarded Juju Qing and Ning Rongrong with contempt. Ju valued her pride and was about to step forward, but Dai Mubai stopped her with a tense expression. Don't fall for it. These two aren't weak, Dai Mubai said coldly. Juju Qing snorted in indignation. Even if I'm only a limit Douluo, in a one-on-one, I don't fear them. Fatty only ended up like that because they ganged up on him. Now it's one-on-one. Her competitive spirit flared. Dai Mubai's warning had made her feel insulted, as if he thought she needed protecting to preserve her reputation. Still, Dai Mubai held firm. He wouldn't let her go. Linger and the Snow Empress were baffled. Still no response? They'd have to increase the pressure. Linger leaned close to the Snow Empress and sent a voice transmission. Sister Snow, go to the Heavenly Soul Empire and ask the Emperor for a cursing eunuch who knows how to stir up trouble in the streets. The Snow Empress understood and turned to leave. Seeing her move away, the four Shrek students exchanged furtive looks. Should they strike now and keep this one here? Dai Mubai's face tightened, his gaze darkened. Whether to fight or not, he was worried the pair had some scheme and had to remain on guard. Linger scoffed from the stage, eyes full of disdain, her voice dripping contempt. What? Even now you still don't dare to fight? Why don't you two come at me together? I'm not like you, a pack of cowards. Even if Lin Xiao weren't on the front lines, she would keep the momentum. But right now, Shrek's response was disappointing. Chapter 205, The Two Women Given Away for Free. Juju Qing's face darkened. This woman was openly looking down on her. A mere limit Douluo dared to provoke their group like this? Damn it. Dai Mubai, why are you being so cowardly? Juju Qing hissed under her breath. She couldn't understand why they were suddenly so timid after becoming gods. Back when they'd stood up to the spirit hall as spirit ancestors, they had dared to challenge a colossus. Now they were gods, still at limit Douluo, so what were they afraid of? Dai Mubai's expression was grave. It's not cowardice, it's caution. How do you know they don't have a trump card? Do you think people who act this arrogant are fools? Juju Qing wanted to snap back at him for being overly cautious. Even now, he didn't seem to grasp the opponent's danger. She's alone. With Rongrong supporting me, the two of us can take her. Juju Qing snorted, full of contempt. Her thinking wasn't unreasonable. The strength Linger had shown earlier had seemed incomplete, and most people assumed Lin Xiao had killed Da Ming and Ming. In truth, it had been Lin Xiao and Linger together, but those who didn't know the truth naturally credited Lin Xiao. His power had been godlike. Given that, Juju King's confidence made sense. If she truly knew Linger's capacity to fight two limit Douluo at once, she wouldn't be so bold. Dai Mubai took a breath. Rongrong, why don't you two try to hold her? If you can keep her here, it will help us. Ning Rongrong nodded. As a support, she rarely feared direct confrontation. Her role was to assist. That convinced Juju Qing, and a faint smile appeared. Alone, she might not match Linger, but with Ning Rongrong, the strongest support on the Douluo Continent, by her side, Zhu Qing felt confident. Linger saw the situation unfolding exactly as she wanted. Her goal was simply to capture the two women. She had no interest in a prolonged fight. As soon as Juju King and Ning Rongrong were secured, she planned to slip away. Seeing them preparing to move, Linger taunted, "Ready or not, you bunch of scrawny runts?" 2 against 1, and you're still afraid? She mocked. As expected of the Shrek, bullying the weak and fearing the strong, you only dare pick on those who can't fight back. Hearing bully the weak and fear the strong, again, Juju King's blood boiled. She stepped forward. Come on, I'll fight you. Ning Rongrong stepped out alongside her. Zhu Qing, I'll support you. It's been a while since we fought side by side, Juju King said, nodding. Today, you'll see the power of the original Shrek 7 devils. Linger sneered. Show me this original Shrek, then. Juju King's face darkened. How could this person be so insolent? Daimubai said, We'll back you up. The three of them circled the center, while the other titled Doulos formed an outer ring. Linger didn't appear worried. Daimubai, however, remained uneasy. Could there really be no trap? He sent a voice transmission. Juqing, if nothing happens in a moment, we'll all strike together to keep this woman here. Juqing answered with a curt, Good. There was no pretense of honor between enemies. Their deaths would be a suitable end. The three of them descended above the arena, ready to attack. Linger watched them and asked coolly, Aren't you going to shake hands? Juju King froze, then snorted. Shake hands with someone like you? You're not even worthy. Linger's expression hardened. If they refused the easy way, she wouldn't be gracious either. The golden dragon spear materialized in her hands, and her domain erupted outward, swallowing the two women. Ning Rongrong's 9 treasure glazed tile pagoda appeared in her grasp. She had rarely used it since becoming a god, but her spirit was well tended. The pagoda gleamed with prismatic light. Jujuqing activated her Hellcat possession, her speed spiking to its limit. Linger gave a soft, contemptuous sound. With a casual flick of her hand, a black portal opened at her side. Cat girl, die, she called, and shouted into the portal. Sister Na, come quickly. Guyuena stepped out from the black aperture. It's them, Linger said. Guyuena snorted and aimed straight for Ning Rongrong. Juju King swore. They had walked into a trap. Now the domain held them fast. Despicable, she spat. Despicable. For someone like you don't even deserve the word, Linger replied, and then charged at Juju King with her spear. The golden radiance along the spear was overwhelming. Juju King could only dodge. There was no way to meet that force head-on. Guyuena handled Ning Rongrong with ease. Though a limit Douluo, she was primarily a support, no match once dragon might was unleashed. Guyuena swept Ning Rongrong up like a chick and plunged into the undead semiplane. After securing her, she re-emerged to help Linger. Trapped and outnumbered, even Juju King's speed couldn't break their encirclement. From outside the domain, nobody could see what was happening inside. Breaking the domain was the only way to reveal them. Daimubai and the others had no clue Juju King and Ning Rongrong had been baited. When the domain fell, they found the two women gone without a trace. Linger had knocked Juju King unconscious, kicked her to ensure she stayed that way, and handed her over to Guyuena. Then Linger withdrew her domain and stood at the black portal. Daimubai and the others, unable to find the two women, exploded in anger. You bitch! Where did you take them? Linger raised an eyebrow and smiled. I'll give you 3 days. Use the golden ancient tree in Shrek to exchange for them. After 3 days, I can't promise they'll still be alive. With that, Linger stepped through the portal, which closed behind her. Damn it! Damn it! Daimubai swore, pacing in fury. He had miscalculated. Lin Xiao's methods were strange and unpredictable. Who would have thought a domain would conceal a portal like that? Oscar stood rigid, grief and rage mingling on his face. Boss Dai, we must do the exchange. We have to get Rongrong and Ju King back. Oscar's voice trembled. Ning Rongrong was his life. If she died, he felt he couldn't go on. Now there was a glimmer of hope, and he wasn't about to let it slip. If only they'd known earlier. If only Ning Rongrong hadn't been allowed to join the fight. Now he had lost both the battle and the woman he loved. No matter what, Oscar was determined to save Ning Rongrong, but in their current situation he was powerless. All he could do was rely on Daimubai. Before they could make a plan, a voice called out, Daimubai, Oscar, High Priest. They turned to see Xiaobai. Xiaobai, what are you doing here? Daimubai asked. Come with me, Xiaobai said. We should go to the Sea God Pavilion first. They gathered in the Sea God Pavilion. The High Priest spoke first. Xiaobai, what happened? Xiaobai took a deep breath. Sea God Island was blown up. The whole island sank. Everyone on it is dead. Her words hit the pavilion like thunder. Daimubai and Oscar stared at her. Juju King and the others had already been captured. Now they were being told that Sea God Island had been destroyed. Xiaobai, tell us exactly what happened. Every detail, Daimubai demanded, his voice tight. Xiaobai recounted the events. When she finished, Daimubai asked, what did the man and woman you mentioned look like? If it were Lin Xiao and his companions, that would at least be familiar. If not, the trouble could be enormous. Xiao Bai described the two clearly. She named Gu Yuena and Lin Xiao. Dai Mubai frowned. Lin Xiao fit, but the woman? Gu Yuena hadn't shown her face in front of them before. When she had come to Shrek and left Ma Hongjun, she'd slipped away before Dai Mubai and the others saw her properly. That piece of trash actually raided our base. Dai Mubai slammed the table, making the others startle. The high priest's face went pale. Ancestor, Lord Sea God will punish us, won't he? Sea God Island was Lord Sea God Xiaoling's sacred domain on the Douluo Continent. Its destruction reflected a massive failure of protection. The high priest nearly broke down. Dai Mubai waved him off. Don't worry, little San isn't that petty. Xiao Bai snorted inwardly, but she didn't argue and kept her expression neutral. The high priest took a shaky breath, relieved at least by Dai Mubai's words. How is Sea God Island now? He asked. Only fragments remain, Xiao Bai answered. Everything else is gone. So we'll just rebuild it when this is over, the high priest sighed. But his mind was already on the more immediate issue. Zhu Juqing and Ning Rongrong had been disgracefully captured in public. The high priest had lost all confidence. First, we must rescue Ancestor Zhu Qing and Ancestor Rongrong, he said. Dai Mubai and Oscar exchanged heavy looks. Xiao Bai seemed stunned but said nothing. Dai Mubai told the high priest, You and Xiao Bai go and get accustomed to the place. I'll handle the others. The high priest nodded and led Xiao Bai out. As soon as the door closed, Dai Mubai sealed the room from eavesdroppers and leaned forward. The golden ancient tree is Xiaoling's mother, he said bluntly. Oscar went utterly still. It was true, the golden ancient tree was the sea god's mother. On one side stood Lord Sea God Xiaoling, on the other were Oscar's beloveds. How was he supposed to choose between them? My bottom line is Ning Rongrong, Oscar said quietly, looking up at Dai Mubai. He hated the position he'd been forced into. Xiaoling's prestige in the divine realm was enormous. Opposing him would be impossible. But Ning Rongrong was his limit. He was willing to trade the golden ancient tree for her. He just needed support, and he looked to Dai Mubai for it. Dai Mubai didn't answer immediately. Instead, he asked, Can we even go back to the divine realm? Oscar blinked. We can. Why not? As long as we restore our plane consciousness and our strength, wouldn't we be fine? What's stopping us from going back? Oscar hesitated. Little San is a god king. We're only second-class gods. There's no comparison. Then do you think we could beat Lin Xiao, the one who severely injured Little San? Dai Mubai asked. Oscar froze. If they couldn't defeat Xiaoling, then whoever wounded Xiaoling had to be far stronger. Even if they recovered fully, attacking that person would be suicide. A cold certainty settled on him. Maybe Xiaoling had sent them to the lower realm to die. Figured it out? Dai Mubai said calmly. He'd thought of all this before he agreed to descend. Under Xiaoling's authority, he'd had little room to maneuver. Bowing their heads had seemed inevitable. But now the choice had to be made between Xiaoling's mother and their own women. If descending equaled death anyway, why not take a chance? Oscar, do you think we could defect to Lin Xiao's side? Oscar asked suddenly. Dai Mubai laughed, short and sharp. How naive can you be after being a god this long? Don't be ridiculous. We're Xiaoling's people. Our enmity with Lin Xiao is irreconcilable. So what do? Oscar asked. We decide whether to hand over the golden ancient tree. Dai Mubai's voice grew cold and dark. If Xiaoling wants to send us to our deaths, why shouldn't we send his mother to hers? He let the words hang there. Between Xiaoling's mother and their captured women, Dai Mubai and Oscar both knew where their loyalties truly lay. They couldn't defeat Lin Xiao. All they could do was buy time, stall long enough for Xiaoling to descend to the lower realm. Then they could claim Lin Xiao destroyed his own mother. Who would dare to challenge the gods on such a point? And if the truth came out later, they could seek asylum with the god king of destruction. Dai Mubai didn't believe he would be turned away. Their options narrowed to one grim reality. They had to figure out how to hand over the golden ancient tree. Chapter 207, Dai Mubai arrives at the body sect. The golden ancient tree was rooted deep inside Shrek's sea god pavilion. If anyone tried to move the entire tree, Yin would detect it in an instant. It was impossible to smuggle the tree out without being noticed. Before Dai Mubai and Oscar could come up with a better plan, Kai Mayer and the other elders of the Sea God Pavilion burst in, alarmed. Ancestors, you can't hand over the golden ancient tree, Kai Mayer cried. Elder Mu, Elder Mu's soul is still inside. She spoke with frantic urgency. Knowing that Juju King and Ning Rongrong had been captured, she feared these two elders would hand the golden ancient tree over to the enemy. Their arrival ruined the secrecy of Dai Mubai and Oscar's arrangement. Kai Mayer's outcry would have alerted Ah Yin, making any attempt to move the tree even harder. Dai Mubai's face darkened. Through soul transmission, he told Oscar, "Say nothing. Let me handle this." He controlled his expression, then addressed Kai Mayer and the others before releasing a low seal. "Rest assured, we will not hand the golden ancient tree over." He spoke with righteous indignation, a show for Ah Yin's benefit. He needed her to believe they hadn't betrayed Lin Xiao, otherwise the consequences would be dire. Oscar's brows knitted, but he kept silent and listened. Kai Mayer and the others relaxed slightly at Dai Mubai's words. They didn't know why Elder Mu hadn't appeared, but they were convinced his soul still lingered within the tree. "Ancestor, then how do you plan to rescue Ancestor Ju King and Ancestor Rongrong?" Kai Mayer pushed, emboldened. Dai Mubai shook his head. "We don't have a good plan yet. Do you know where the body sect is located?" "We could attempt a surprise raid to rescue them," an elder suggested. It was a staged response. Dai Mubai and Oscar had already decided to trade the golden ancient tree. A surprise raid was nothing but a stalling tactic. Kai Mayer nodded, convinced Dai Mubai had a plan, and revealed the body sect's location. Dai Mubai gave a slight nod and dismissed them. "You may all leave. If we move, we will notify you." Once Kai Mayer and the others had withdrawn, Dai Mubai and Oscar were alone. Oscar was about to speak when Dai Mubai called out into the pavilion's depths. "Auntie, can you hear me?" Ah Yin manifested before them, serene. "Children, I know what's happened," she said softly. "I grieve for Zhu King and Rongrong. If you attempt to raid the body sect, take these." She produced 2 golden leaves, which drifted into Dai Mubai's and Oscar's hands. "These are leaves from the golden ancient tree, imbued with the power of life," Ah Yin explained. "As long as you are not killed instantly, these leaves can sustain your life force in a moment of peril." Her words struck them oddly. Why does she sound as if we're bound to die? Oscar's anger flared. If Ah Yin were truly sincere, why not give up the entire golden ancient tree? A whole tree for 2 lives would be a fair trade. Instead, she offered only 2 leaves. It felt like a slight. He hated how it sounded like she was tacitly siding with Lin Xiao. The thought of handing the tree over to Lin Xiao grew more tempting. Dai Mubai, though displeased, kept his composure. They had no power to resist. For now, they had to rely on Lin Xiao. After giving them the leaves, Ah Yin disappeared. Dai Mubai exhaled and sent a soul transmission to Oscar. "Tonight I will go to the body sect. We will trade the tree, but as for how they take it, that's their problem." Oscar replied, "Understood, but Boss Dai, they might move against you." Dai Mubai's tone was resolute. "We have no choice but to gamble on Lin Xiao's bearing as a powerhouse. You don't kill the messenger when 2 armies are at war. For Zhu King's sake, I must try." He knew the risks, but could he abandon Zhu King? He had changed his path. Leaving her to die wasn't an option. Besides, if Qing and Ning Rongrong were lost, Shrek's resistance would be meaningless. Oscar could only agree. If there was any way to get the tree out quietly, this was it. "Boss Dai," Oscar added, "if things go south, run. At worst, we'll take that golden ancient tree ourselves." Ning Rongrong was Oscar's life. Without her, his existence would be empty. Dai Mubai nodded. "All right, wait for my return." Shrek was silent that night. Every face carried a heavy heart. 2 gods captured, another crippled. Hope felt distant. As darkness wrapped the hallways, a blond man slipped out of Shrek. Oscar masked their residence so Ah Yin wouldn't detect the movement. Ah Yin, meanwhile, was frantically trying to contact Lin Xiao. Tang Hao had disappeared, and she couldn't reach him. In the divine realm, Lin Xiao was being watched closely by the God King of Destruction. He had exploited a loophole before. The God King would not allow it again. He was waiting for Lin Xiao to make a mistake. Dai Mubai's pace was steady. Following the location Tai Mayer had provided, he reached the body sect's gates in less than half a day. As his presence registered, several stationary spirit tool shells of rank 8 swung into position, their aim trained on him. The body sect's elders had been alerted at once. Was this man here to provoke the body sect? Whoosh! Figures materialized around him. Snow Empress, Linger, Dubuzi, BG, Dtian, and the golden body Douluo. Powerful cultivators of high rank stood arrayed, every one of them a serious threat. Daimubai's throat tightened. I'm not here to provoke you, he managed. He swallowed hard. There were so many heavy hitters assembled, several limit Douluo, apparently, and Lin Xiao hadn't even shown up yet. Daimubai. The moment Linger saw the blonde man, she recognized him. Isn't that the blonde loser? Not here to cause trouble, are you? Your limit Douluo aura is already covering the whole body sect, and you claim you're not here to provoke us? She didn't wait for an answer. She slapped him across the face. Daimubai grimaced. This is your body sect, so you get to make all the rules? What can I do? Just take it, right? He clutched his cheek, unwilling but forced to bow his head. He'd come to ask a favor, not start a fight. Linger looked at his sullen expression and sneered. Blondie, what are you doing here? You brought Xiao Ling's mother, he asked. Linger glanced at his empty hands. Clearly not. Fine, he was here to provoke. Slap! Another blow landed. This time, even Dubuzi and the others were stunned. What was the excuse for hitting him now? What are you doing? Daimubai demanded, anger flaring despite the pain. Empty-handed, not here to return Xiaoling's mother. That's provocation by itself, Linger said. If you provoke my body sect, who else would I hit but you? Even the Snow Empress had to give Linger a thumbs up at that logic. Daimubai clutched his face dazedly. I didn't come to deliver the golden ancient tree. Slap, the Snow Empress's hand met him. She waved it off languidly. Looks like he really did come to provoke us. At that, several of them closed in and beat him without another word. Linger watched him slumped on the ground and stretched lazily. As expected of the war god, he can really take a beating. Dubuzi and the others nodded. Daimubai spat blood. You guys. He barely got the syllable out before another cough of blood cut him off. Fine, toss this trash out. Don't let him dirty our body sect, Dubuzi said, waving. This guy had no value to them now. Besides, they wanted him alive to send back to Shrek where he could take charge. Oscar was useless. Having Daimubai in charge would be more useful. Wait. Daimubai reached out one hand from the ground. Linger kicked him lightly. Blondie, you have 3 days. If it's not delivered in 3 days, I'll personally slaughter those 2 women at Shrek's entrance. Daimubai froze. He could tell she wasn't bluffing. Wait a moment. He forced himself up, voice rasping. I came for the golden ancient tree. They were about to turn away, but stopped, listening. What do you mean? Catch my breath, he panted. Then, with effort, the golden ancient tree is Xiaoling's mother. You already know that. We can't deliver the golden ancient tree without her noticing. Linger frowned. Then you can leave. Prepare to collect the bodies in 3 days. Wait, Daimubai blurted, panic rising. How could they be so impatient? It was like they only wanted to kill Juking and Rongrong and nothing else. Linger turned her head. Speak. I want you to take the golden ancient tree yourselves. We'll cooperate. He finally laid out his purpose. Linger was speechless. Wouldn't it have been better to say that earlier? Daimubai thought. Did you let me speak? You started hitting me the moment I arrived. Did I have a chance to talk? He opened his mouth to complain, but Linger's glare silenced him. How do you plan to do it? She asked. That depends on you. I can bring you into the Sea God Pavilion. As for retrieving it, you'll have to find a way. He kept his voice steady. I can help you get them out. But after the escape, you must release Juking and Rongrong. Daimubai's reasoning was plain. The body sect had the golden ancient tree. That was their doing, not his. They'd tried to defend it and failed. If the body sect had taken it, then it was their responsibility. By letting the body sect be the ones to loot during the operation, it wouldn't be his crime. He'd rescue the hostages in the process, and maybe recover Xiaoling's mother too. It seemed fair to him. Linger and the others couldn't help laughing. Blondie, after all that, you expect us to fall for your tricks? We caught the people. We have to go and secure the golden ancient tree ourselves while you sit back and get the hostages returned, Dubuzi said calmly. Letting someone else do the hard work and reap the rewards. Nice plan, but not so fast. Dai Mubai smiled awkwardly. Put that way, it did sound like he'd been trying to free ride. All right, what else do you want? He asked evenly. For Juju King, he'd do what he had to. Linger's lips curved. All of Shrek's heaven and earth treasure, all their spirit bones, and every high-level spirit tool. Impossible. Daimubai waved his hand in panic. If they wanted a share, maybe he could consider it. But everything. That was everything. He couldn't give them all of Shrek's treasures. Linger remained unruffled. Don't be so quick to refuse, Blondie. We'll be going to Shrek anyway. When the time comes, you prepare the items and put them in one place. We'll just take them. It'll be our body sect doing the looting. What does that have to do with you, right, Blondie? Those words made Daimubai fall into thought. That wasn't impossible. If the body sect did the looting, it wouldn't be traced back to him. He hesitated, then said, I might be able to tell you where they are, but if I put everything in one place, it would be too obvious. People would suspect me. Linger laughed. Don't worry, we may not be saints, but we're discreet enough. We agree to your terms, but if it's not everything, I can't guarantee those two women will be returned intact. She didn't forget to threaten him. 209, Chapter 209, will ignite a conflict between Juzu King and Ning Rongrong. Daimubai nodded obediently. Judging from tonight's events, these people would not show mercy. If he tried any tricks, Juzu King and Ning Rongrong would pay with their lives. When the situation is against you, you have to bow your head. Seeing Daimubai agree, Linger and the others didn't press him further. Tomorrow night we go to Shrek. Handle things on your end, Linger said. You know what to do. With that, they returned to the body sect, no longer bothering with the traitor Daimubai. What he had done today had deeply offended Xiaoling, but the body sect's business was finished, and that was enough. Daimubai rose in a sorry state, glanced back at the body sect's gate, and left unwillingly. He was a god, his recovery wasn't weak, and the fight had only been with physical strength. Linger and the others hadn't used soul power. He dragged his injured body as he left. As soon as Linger and the others returned to the body sect, they entered the undead world. Lin Xiao was still practicing alchemy and didn't react when they arrived. Only after Linger explained what had happened to Old Yao and Electrolux did Lin Xiao put down his alchemy tools and look up. Linger, Snow Empress, you two really do big things quietly, Lin Xiao said. Master, I think it's feasible, Linger replied. Old Yao smiled, stroked his beard, and nodded. Xiaozi, naturally it's feasible. Lin Xiao agreed. The plan would work. Besides, the body sect's current strength could face Shrek without worry. Even if Xiaoling's divine sense was in Shrek, it wouldn't be a decisive factor now. The little brat's divine sense could no longer exert much influence. Since those two women are in our hands, let's give them another surprise, Lin Xiao said. He wasn't about to let the Shrek Seven Devils off lightly. They had fallen into his hands. He would make Shrek pay a little more. Xiaozi, what do you want to do? Linger asked, and the others watched curiously. Let Shrek explode once, Lin Xiao chuckled and produced a flame in his hand. I can plant it inside them. Set it to explode in a few days, or trigger it under specific conditions, Old Yao suggested. Electrolux smiled. That's not hard. I can bind the flame with magic and seal it in their minds. Once the seal's triggered, it will detonate. Lin Xiao brightened. If they could seal the 10,000 dragons' soul-extinguishing flame inside the two of them and control when it went off, they'd have a devastating surprise to use at the right moment. Master, how long will the magic last? Will they detect it? He asked. If discovered, the plan would fail. Electrolux shook his head. No. If they were gods, maybe, but their strength is only at the limit Douluo level now, and that golden ancient tree is gone. It's almost impossible for them to find our magic. Of course, that's assuming Shrek has no other powerful hidden members, Old Yao added. Lin Xiao frowned. I just don't know if Xiaoling's divine sense still exists in Shrek. Old Yao beckoned, and a puppet shuffled forward. Wouldn't it be clear if we just asked this fellow? He said, pulling out the little brat's divine sense. It had been a long time since he'd toyed with it. Lin Xiao had nearly forgotten it existed. Little brat, tell us, does your original body still have any divine sense in Shrek? Lin Xiao asked directly. The divine sense looked dazed and terrified. It thought it was about to be tortured again. At the sight of Dubuzi, it trembled and curled up in fear. Dubuzi had once stuffed it into a soft bones rabbit's body, and the memory of the 10,000 ants soul-devouring still haunted it. "If you don't speak, I'll stuff you into that soft bones rabbit again." Dubuzi warned coldly. "No, no more," the divine sense blurted. The original body only left a seal in Wangdong's mind. Since Wangdong is in Shrek, it's like Shrek has a protective shield. Also, my mother is still in Shrek, so Shrek's safety isn't an issue. But, after so long, I don't know if the original body left any small traces of divine sense there. Lin Xiao thought for a moment. "All right, to be safe, we'll act together. If Xiaoling's divine sense is still there, we'll collect it as well." "Silver Dragon King, mind giving me a day off?" Lin Xiao teased Guyuena. Guyuena rolled her eyes. "No rush. We're not short of a day." Everyone laughed. Then the group moved to where Juzu King and Ningrongrong lay unconscious on the ground, showing no sign of waking. Lin Xiao held the 10,000 dragons' soul-extinguishing flame, a soul-burning flame that would be perfect for sealing into their sea of consciousness. The bone-chilling flame would have been ideal, but it was too powerful for Electrolux to handle at his current level, so they settled for the next best option. Electrolux began to chant. Black magic swirled around the flame as a dark magic circle formed beneath each woman's feet. The flame was sent into their minds, and then layer upon layer of seals and wards were impressed upon their consciousness. The black circles only faded when the magic was complete. "It's done," Electrolux said calmly. "I'll teach you how to release the seal and trigger the flame when you return." Lin Xiao finally relaxed. "Shrek, you'd better be ready." By the time Lin Xiao's side had finished, Daimubai had already told Oscar everything that had happened tonight. Oscar breathed easier when he heard the body sect's reply. If Ning Rongrong could come back, a heavy price was acceptable. After all, it didn't cost him anything directly. "By the way, Boss Dai," Oscar said, "we've been searching everywhere for the plane consciousness. Did you find any trace of it in the body sect?" Almost all of Shrek had been searching for the plane consciousness, even while Lin Xiao had been at sea. "We searched almost the whole continent and found nothing," Daimubai reported. Chapter 210, Why Don't You Just Die Already? Without the plane consciousness lifting the restrictions, they couldn't restore their strength and were limited in every way. Daimubai sighed, looking helpless. He wanted to investigate the body sect, but those people would start a fight at the slightest provocation. He had only shown a sliver of his power before being beaten back. Thankfully, they hadn't tried to kill him. Otherwise, he might not have returned at all. "I'd barely reached the entrance and flashed my aura before they swarmed me," he muttered. "There was no time to investigate. They wouldn't have given me the chance anyway." Daimubai took a sip of water and continued. "Still, we've searched almost the entire continent. Except for the body sect, we even checked the Heavenly Soul Empire. The plane consciousness is most likely inside the body sect." Reluctant as he was to admit it, that was the only plausible conclusion. Restoring their strength would be difficult. Unless they could lure the body sect's powerful experts away, they couldn't get in. And luring those experts away would be an enormous challenge. Both he and Oscar were bitterly dejected. "Forget it, little Ao. Let's focus on tomorrow first," Daimubai said finally. "Getting Zhu King and Rongrong back is the priority. The plane consciousness can wait." Daimubai sighed again. He longed to return to the divine realm. Once back there, he wouldn't want to come here again. He could leave this Douluo Continent to its own devices and go hide with the God King of Destruction, idling his days away and looking for women. What a life that would be. Following Xiaoling had nearly cost him everything. Oscar also gave a resigned sigh. They hadn't expected their strength to be restricted the moment they descended. Now all they could do was buy time and wait for Xiaoling to be freed. The next day, Daimubai carefully reconnoitered the locations of the heaven and earth treasures within Shrek. Night fell, and Lin Xiao appeared in Shrek City with Linger, their auras concealed. Daimubai was already waiting. He'd scouted a route during the day and led them into Shrek Academy without trouble. "Blondie, you sure know your way around," Daimubai teased. "This is my first time inside Shrek Academy," Lin Xiao said, dryly amused. "Tsk, tsk. You two actually made Shrek look decent. That Yu Xiaogang and that brat Xiaoling did some work. Lin Xiao probed Shrek with his mental energy. He had to admit Shrek was richer than the body sect. The buildings and structures alone surpassed the body sects, as expected from the continent's heart. Daimubai's mouth twitched, but he kept quiet and led Lin Xiao toward the sea god pavilion, where Oscar was already waiting. As long as Lin Xiao went deep into the sea god pavilion, everything should be fine. Hurry up, Daimubai urged. Lin Xiao ignored him and asked Yao Lao mentally, Master, with my mental energy, I should already be at god level. Apart from that golden ancient tree, I haven't detected Xiaoling's divine sense. Yao Lao checked. Aside from that golden ancient tree, there's indeed no divine sense present. But Xiaoling could have hidden his divine sense on the golden ancient tree, Lin Xiao said. That's possible, Yao Lao replied. If it's there, we'll handle it all at once. They reached the sea god pavilion, and Lin Xiao sat in Muen's old seat. Daimubai and Oscar exchanged scathing comments about Xiaoling's betrayals, then handed over the locations of the heaven and earth treasures before leaving. Go to the golden ancient tree yourselves, Daimubai told them. If a commotion starts, pretend you're slow to notice. You two move fast. After they left, Lin Xiao opened the gate to the undead world and let everyone out. Di Tian, evil emperor, take the heaven and earth treasures, he said. Snow Empress, teacher, go to the treasure hall and get the spirit bones. Linger, Gu Yuena, the spirit tools are up to you. Our goal is simple, loot everything, leave nothing. The six of them grinned. They loved this sort of thing, stripping Shrek bare. The six departed, and Lin Xiao went alone to the roots of the golden ancient tree. Ah Yin, I've come to collect you, he called. Thanks to Yao Lao's concealment, the golden ancient tree hadn't detected his aura. Ah Yin was still merging with the tree and hadn't noticed him until he spoke. The tree trembled, and a voice entered Lin Xiao's mind. The one who comes to reunite me with my dear son and granddaughter, the voice said. Lin Xiao flooded the golden ancient tree with his mental energy. He'd expected power, but when his mental energy poured into the tree, he couldn't help but be stunned. Such a vast soul, such pure life force, as expected of the golden ancient tree. Outside, Yao Lao and Electrolux sensed his movement and opened the gate to the undead world to pull the tree out by its roots. Inside, Lin Xiao saw Ah Yin's form. Time had left no mark on her. She still wore a gentle, spring-like charm. But Lin Xiao wasn't fooled. Vile creature, he said. Now that you're here, do you think you'll leave alive? Ah Yin's eyes flashed. She knew this was the enemy of her son. If she destroyed his soul, everything would be settled. Lin Xiao laughed and summoned the 10,000 dragons' soul-extinguishing flame. He brought it not only because he feared Xiaoling's divine sense might be hidden here, but because the flame was made to deal with souls, and his mental energy was no longer weak. It would be more than enough for Ah Yin. Calling me a vile creature? Lin Xiao taunted. I'm not nearly as vile as your son, nor am I as shameless as you, old woman. To grow old and refuse to die is robbery. It's been 10,000 years. Why aren't you dead yet? Chapter 211. Destroy the Divine Thought. Capture Ah Yin. Lin Xiao showed Ah Yin no mercy. As Xiaoling's mother, she was no longer the simple woman she had once been. 10,000 years by Xiaoling's side had changed her. She'd been subtly shaped by him and knew of his grand designs. She could not be trusted. Ah Yin's face twisted. This man was strong. She could feel it, especially that cluster of flames. Why did her soul stir with a trace of fear? She forced herself to calm. 10,000 years of accumulation would be enough. Around them, the soul forms of successive pavilion masters of the Sea God Pavilion materialized one after another. Except for those who had already been consumed by the golden ancient tree, almost all of them appeared. Lin Xiao scanned the spectral faces. Muen wasn't among them. Where was he? Before Lin Xiao could ask, Ah Yin's body glowed with a blue-gold radiance. She swept a hand out in a palm strike, drawing in the surrounding souls and launching them like a tide. The howling, snapping spirits surged at Lin Xiao. He raised his hand and the flame in his palm spun. The instant the souls lunged, they cried out in agony as the fire spread over them. They tried to put it out, but these flames were no ordinary fire. The Dragon Clan's soul strength was higher than theirs, and Lin Xiao's flame power even greater. In less than a moment, the souls were incinerated. Lin Xiao fanned the air, and the stench of burning spirits dissipated. "Ha, old woman, this is all you've got?" he taunted. "By the way, your brother Hao is being handled by the plane consciousness. But don't worry, I'll bring you back together soon. Not just you, your dear granddaughter is with me already." He produced another flame in his hand, the deep sea flame. All the flames Lin Xiao had collected could affect spirits. Even the bone spirit child's fire traced its divine essence back to the bone-chilling flame. News of Tang Hao's death and his granddaughter's capture turned the gentleness on Yin's face into murder. She wanted him dead. Only his death could soothe her fury. "You're asking for death." Yin launched a killing strike. Waves of roaring force assaulted Lin Xiao's ears, making the golden ancient tree shudder. Outside, the two elders drawing on the tree's power were alarmed. "Electrolux, increase your effort. Give Xiao Xiaozi some help." "Understood, Brother Chen." Sensing the change, the two elders redoubled their effort. The golden ancient tree's roots were deeply anchored in Shrek. Uprooting it quickly was nearly impossible. Inside, Yin's soul assaults hardly affected Lin Xiao. He now knew with certainty his mental energy had reached the divine level. With his flame enhancements, dealing with Yin would be easy. He held flames in both hands and hurled them at Yin. Just as they neared her, an even brighter radiance burst out around her, mobilizing the entire power of the golden ancient tree and forcefully repelling Lin Xiao's flames. When the light faded, a figure appeared, Xiao Ling. As expected, the bastard had left a divine thought behind, deeply hidden. "We meet again, little bastard Tang," Xiao Ling's divine thought said coldly. Lin Xiao provoked in return. The divine thought glared. If Lin Xiao were only in a soul state, maybe the thought had a chance. "Insolent brat, do you think you can leave alive?" Lin Xiao laughed. Was this divine thought severed from its main body? "Even your main body can't beat me. What right do you have to talk?" He sent out his soul force. "Master, lend me your flame." At the signal, the medicine elder sent in the bone-chilling flame. Lin Xiao no longer resembled the old spirit grandmaster. His command of the bone-chilling flame had improved drastically. When the pale white flame appeared, Xiao Ling's divine thought went rigid. "Damn, those two old men outside again." Xiao Ling's thought had learned from its main body that this flame did not belong to Lin Xiao, but to someone who had once possessed him, and that person was outside, who it didn't know. "Die, little bastard Tang." 3 flames targeted the divine thought. The bone-chilling flame flew straight at Xiao Ling. This divine thought could not withstand the strength behind it. Xiao Ling frantically called on the golden ancient tree's power, making its roots contract and resist. Yin seized the chance to attack Lin Xiao. The other 2 flames shot toward her. Lin Xiao hadn't learned soul-specific do techniques from the medicine elder, only the application of flames. It was enough. "Dragon cloud, emerge," he muttered. A grayish-white dragon cloud drifted out with a booming roar. A giant dragon's head shoved through the cloud and locked onto the 2. "Dragon breath!" The dragon exhaled a soul-charged dragon breath that swept down on them. The bone-chilling flame was already scorching Xiao Ling's divine thought. Under the dragon breath's pressure, the thought was struck and annihilated in an instant. Xiao Ling's divine thought was dead. Yin, desperately resisting Lin Xiao's flames, was hit by the dragon breath as well. Flames rushed across her form, and she screamed. Lin Xiao floated over and withdrew the flames only when her soul was burnt to the brink of death. She could barely resist. Lin Xiao sneered. "Foolish Yin. Instead of being a proper spirit beast, you chose to be Xiao Ling's dog." He probed her memories, then cast Yin into the undead world. After securing that, he returned to his physical body. "Master, it's settled inside." Lin Xiao reported and reached out to help. If Shrek's people arrived now, they would be pestering flies. No sooner had he thought that than lights began coming on throughout Shrek Academy. Alarms blared. "Enemy attack! Enemy attack! Full alert!" The other 3 teams had been discovered. Lin Xiao didn't know if they had taken everything. Senior members of Shrek appeared in force. Daimu Bai and Oscar exchanged looks. "Boss Dai, do you think Lin Xiao's team completed their mission?" someone asked. Daimu Bai chuckled. "It doesn't matter. We gave them the chance. If they failed, that's on them. As long as they bring Zhu King and Rongrong back." Chapter 212, Movie Emperor Daimu Bai. Daimubai had already handed over the opportunity. How things would unfold now depended on the others. The two of them heard shouting from outside. Let's go. Let's go take a look. They hurried out and rushed toward the sea god pavilion. When they arrived, Kai Mayer and the other high-ranking officials were already gathered. Daimubai took the initiative and struck first, deflecting blame. What is this? How could people from the body sect infiltrate my Shrek? He demanded. Did someone leak our plans and let them strike first? Kai Mayer and the rest froze. Leak the plan? How could that be? Daimubai's accusation landed perfectly. His talent for shifting blame was impressive, and with his status, it cowed them instantly. He had successfully cleared himself of suspicion. Oscar couldn't help but give a mental thumbs up. Boss Dai really was Boss Dai. His skill at turning black into white had not diminished. Ancestor, we don't know what happened either, Kai Mayer protested quickly. Shrek's security has always been excellent. We don't know what went wrong today for the body sect to get in. It's our dereliction of duty. Kai Mayer immediately admitted fault. Daimubai chuckled inwardly. Of course it was their dereliction. None of them had noticed that he was the one who brought the intruders in. Footsteps cut through the tension. 4 figures appeared. The evil emperor, Ditian, Dubuzi, and the Snow Empress. Both teams had already gathered their items. Only Linger and Guyuena's side remained. These arrivals were buying time for Lin Xiao and the others. The stolen items had already been sent into the undead world. Dubuzi, what are you doing coming to my Shrek? Kai Mayer demanded sharply. The moment the words left her lips, the sea god pavilion shuddered as if something had broken, and a glittering golden ancient tree rushed up into the open sky, making the dark night glow. Lin Xiao and 2 others materialized by the tree. Lin Xiao scratched his head. Good evening, everyone. Carry on, he said, and turned back to work with Yao Lao and Electrolux, hauling the golden ancient tree toward the undead world. Stop! Stop right now! Kai Mayer cried, panic rising. Elder Mu was inside that tree. If the golden ancient tree was taken away, wouldn't Elder Mu lose any chance of resurrection? Muen had been like a father to her. The knowledge that his soul might still exist had been her hope. Now, seeing someone touching the tree, she couldn't remain calm. Lin Xiao glanced at her. Don't worry, Muen is already dead. Not a trace of his soul remains. Kai Mayer's face went pale. What? He was killed by your beloved ancestor, Xiao Ling, Lin Xiao added flatly. Lin Xiao had learned that from Ah Yin. He'd searched Ah Yin's memories and found that Xiao Ling had accidentally killed Muen. That explained why he hadn't seen Muen's presence before. Once he saw the memory, the whole story clicked into place. Muen had been pitifully killed by Xiao Ling just for touching a seal. Hearing it, Kai Mayer staggered back a few steps. Dead. Elder Mu was actually dead, with no soul left. Dubuzi sighed theatrically. What a pity. I didn't even make it to the funeral feast. He sounded more disappointed at missing a feast than at a death, which only made Kai Mayer's trembling worse. Somehow this felt unreal, but Dubuzi's tone confirmed it. Ancestor, what exactly happened? Why would Ancestor Xiao Ling kill Elder Mu? Kai Mayer managed, trying to keep her voice steady, even though her heart hurt. She couldn't understand it. Elder Mu had devoted his life to Shrek. How could this be his end? Daimubai looked bewildered. What the hell? Xiao Ling killed him. So why is she asking me? Does she think a second-class god like me would question a god king? He forced a stern expression. I don't know the specifics either. Little San never mentioned it to us. Perhaps Muen touched a taboo left by Little San, and that caused the accident. Kai Mayer, don't worry. I'll look into this. Daimubai cursed Xiao Ling privately for creating yet another mess, but he kept his face controlled. If people wavered now, the cost would be greater than the loss. Before they could go further, another voice cut in. Ancestor, this is bad. I'm doing just fine, Daimubai snapped, trying to sound calm. No, Ancestor, that's not what I mean. Shrek has been robbed. The spirit tools are all gone. It was Chan Duoduo, who had been resting at the Spirit Tool Academy. He'd felt the disturbance and rushed over in a panic. Where are all my spirit tools? They're gone. He checked twice, and they were truly missing. Dubuzi's group smirked. Linger and the others had succeeded. Now only Lin Xiao's side remained. Kai Mayer couldn't hear much beyond the collapse of her hopes for Muen. When Dai Mubai heard about the missing spirit tools, the last heavy stone in his chest finally dropped. Juking and the others could return. He hid his relief under a mask of anger. What, Duo? Say that again? Dai Mubai demanded. Oscar watched, impressed at how convincingly Dai Mubai played the part. Duo, what happened exactly? He echoed, feigning indignation. Duo trembled and hid beside Xian Liner. Ancestor, the spirit tools were stolen. They're all gone. It was them. It must be them. He pointed at Dubusi's group. Dubusi laughed openly. Heh, so someone finally figured it out. We did it. So what? Duo, you got a problem with that? Come on, show me what you can do. Duo, already timid, flinched under Dubusi's taunt and only muttered in a low voice, "A bunch of thieves." Dubusi sneered at Duo. Anyone could be promoted to Pavilion Elder these days, it seemed. He felt bold and unconcerned. He could wait until Lin Xiao finished, then leave. He glanced casually at Dai Mubai and Oscar. Those two would help, wouldn't they? Dai Mubai and Oscar caught the look and cursed inwardly. Dai Mubai finally stepped forward. As a senior of Shrek, he couldn't stand idle while their people were being humiliated. If he did nothing, suspicion would fall on him. Duo brightened at Dai Mubai's movement and barked, "Humph! If you don't hand over the item, none of you will be leaving today." Dai Mubai and Oscar exchanged baffled looks. Was that actually the plan? If they kept them from leaving, it was Shrek who would be trapped. Idiocy. Dubusi only laughed. Fine, then we won't leave, he said coolly, and a confident smile spread across his face as he and his group unveiled the full measure of their strength. You told us you wouldn't let us leave, didn't you? Then we won't. Dai Mubai wished he could throttle Duo. By insisting they stay, was he trying to get them all killed? Gritting his teeth, he cursed the elder for spoiling everything. The two sides squared off, but the advantage lay with Dubusi's force. Shrek was bluffing. Dai Mubai's forward step was mostly for show. Oscar glared from the sidelines. Why couldn't they keep it dignified? If Zhuking and Rongrong didn't return, he would hold someone accountable. Meanwhile, Lin Xiao poured every ounce of strength into dragging the golden ancient tree into the undead world. He didn't care about the quarrel. As long as Dubusi and his people occupied the others, that was enough. The golden ancient tree had an enormous 10,000-year-old root system that made the ground shudder as it was pulled. As the source of life, its energy was terrifying. Once embedded in Shrek for millennia, tearing the roots free was no simple matter, but Lin Xiao was doing it, right under everyone's noses. Linger and Guyuena materialized and joined him, rushing to help with the transplant. Ancestor, stop them, Kai Mayer roared. They were being shamed in front of everyone. How could they let it stand? Dai Mubai's face darkened. They had no real chance to win, but for appearance's sake, he acted. While fighting, he sent a private instruction to Dubusi. Fake fight. Do it quick. Dubusi scoffed. Fake, as if he'd stage a fake fight with them. He went all out. A green aura met a golden flash in midair as the two clashed, Dubusi showing no mercy. He was a golden-level martial soul awakener with dual spirit cores, ultimate poison, and the prodigious strength of a level 99 warrior, top-tier combat power on the continent. Even with Dai Mubai reduced to his limit Douluo level, the outcome was uncertain. They battled in the sky while everyone else kept an anxious eye on the golden ancient tree. The sky's attention snapped when a new presence arrived. Detian, Beast God, appeared and made his interest known with a beckoning look. Kai Mayer and the others froze. The mere name of Detian sent chills through them. Even Mu En had feared him. How could they match such an existence? If only Elder Mu could come back to life. Duo tried to bluster. Detian, once our ancestor. But he didn't finish. Detian's presence crashed down without ceremony. With a single clap, Duo's head exploded in a gruesome instant. He was gone. Liner watched helplessly as the man she loved died before her eyes, her head spinning. Detian, I want you dead, she screamed, spear poised to strike, but Kai Mayer shoved her down. Calm down. We can't afford any more losses for Shrek. One more casualty and Shrek's defeat would be certain. Liner's eyes blazed with hatred, but Kai Mayer held her in check. There would be time for revenge later, if any of them survived. Above them, the fight between Dubusi and Dai Mubai continued. By the golden ancient tree, black portals had opened and the team worked furiously. The ground tore and groaned as roots were wrenched free. Together, their planting rituals and the power of the vortices created a tremendous suction. Slowly and laboriously, the golden ancient tree began to pass into the undead world. After a final earth-shaking pull, the entire tree, trunk and roots, slid through. "Everyone, leave now!" Lin Xiao shouted. Dubuzi, still locked in combat with Daimubai, broke off and retreated. Snow Empress and the others fled in turn. Lin Xiao stood before the black vortex, a mocking smile on his face. "Shrek," he called back, "next time I come, it'll be your death day." Then he stepped into the vortex and vanished. Daimubai landed heavily beside Oscar. Oscar tended to him, straightening him out and smoothing his appearance. Daimubai forced a calm tone. "Humph, who dies next time is still anyone's guess." His words were for the group's sake, to steady shaken nerves. He turned to Kai Mayer. "Where's the body sect? We need to contact Xiaoling. Only the body sect can reach her now." On Lin Xiao's side, they emerged into the undead world beside the ice and fire yin-yang well. They placed the massive golden ancient tree into the well, and its roots sank rapidly until it took hold completely. Lin Xiao gathered Yin's soul, pried out Xiaoling's divine sense, and set Tang Hao's severed head aside. Most striking of all, he now possessed 1/3 of Tang Wutong's soul. "Yin," Lin Xiao said, eyeing the weak but conscious soul with a grin, "I'll let your family be reunited today. How are you going to thank me?" He studied the trembling spirit like a man assessing a bargaining chip. Chapter 214, The Uses of the Golden Ancient Tree. Yin was conscious, but so weak she could barely move. Lin Xiao's words made her flinch, and she instinctively turned her head. Tang Hao's severed head lay rigidly before her, imprinted on her vision. Xiaoling's divine sense floated to one side, and 1/3 of Tang Wutong's soul hovered nearby. You devil," she rasped. "Give me back Haogei's life. Bastard, vile spawn, you won't die a good death." Yin crawled with difficulty toward Tang Hao's head, cursing with a fury that made tears seem to stream from her soul. Though as a spirit, the tears could not fall. Lin Xiao paid her no heed. Insults were for the weak. The strong wiped you out. "Yin, what kind of trash are you?" Lin Xiao taunted. "Do you think I don't know what your precious son has done to this continent? Letting you see Tang Hao before you die is already mercy. Look at Tang Wutong, split into 3 by your own son. What a model of fatherly love and filial piety. Only the filth you raised could do such a thing. Look at the mess he's made of the continent. You should be proud. Enough. It's time for you to die. Soon your precious son and daughter-in-law will come keep you company." Lin Xiao chuckled and prepared to snuff out Yin's soul. At that moment, a hurried voice interrupted. Wait! Lin Xiao and the others turned. It was the blue-silver emperor who had spoken. "Young friend Lin, senior," he said, sounding unusually excited. "May I take this Yin's soul?" Lin Xiao raised an eyebrow. "What do you want her soul for?" The blue-silver emperor's eyes gleamed. "You said earlier that Yin's former self was a blue-silver emperor. She's a native blue-silver emperor of the Douluo Continent, while I'm from the Sun-Moon Continent. She's been inside the golden ancient tree so long that her comprehension of life must surpass mine. If I devour her, perhaps I can advance further on the path of life." Senior said we blue-silver emperors are most suited to life. The perpetual vitality is the way of our clan. Lin Xiao understood immediately. This fellow wanted to advance. In the undead world, a blue-silver emperor's life power was crucial. He nodded. "Fine, she's yours. Don't let her possess you," he warned. The blue-silver emperor laughed. "Don't worry, young friend. I'll have the master help me." He glanced at Guyuena. Guyuena gave a small nod. Lin Xiao added, "If it doesn't work, come find me." The blue-silver emperor wrapped Yin's soul and left, grinning. Yin's cries of Haogei faded as no one paid them any attention. Even Xiaoling's divine sense trembled, afraid to speak. The 1/3 of Tang Wutong's soul merely watched, detached, as if it had nothing to do with the scene. At present, it still retained Wang Dong's memories. Without fusing with the other fragments, it was still Wang Dong. Lin Xiao ignored it and set it aside. When that matter was settled, Lin Xiao turned to Grandpa Yao and Electrolux. "Two teachers, I want to use this golden ancient tree to forge bodies for you." The room went silent. If Grandpa Yao and Electrolux had physical bodies again, their power would be devastating. Divine realm threats would be nothing to them. The golden ancient tree was the source of life, overflowing with vigorous vitality, perfect material for constructing bodies. Yes, Grandpa Yao, Grandpa Electrolux. Xiao Xiaozi thinks that's a feasible plan. Several people chimed in at once, urging the elders to accept. But Grandpa Yao and Electrolux exchanged looks. They had not expected Lin Xiao to offer the golden ancient tree for their sake. The two elders spoke together. Xiao Xiaozi, we appreciate the thought, but this tree is more important for the world's development. Grandpa Yao continued, when you storm the divine realm, wouldn't it be better to use materials from there to forge our bodies? Electrolux added, indeed, the divine realm has many suitable materials. Right now, the most important thing is the world's development. The golden ancient tree's appearance has already advanced the undead world a step. If we nurture it properly, the tree and the world will complement each other. The benefits outweigh the drawbacks. For now, it's not suitable material for forging our bodies. This world needs it more. Their refusal was firm. Lin Xiao and the others sighed. There was no point pressing further. Still, Lin Xiao had one more idea. Two teachers. If Yin can have someone fuse with her, then surely someone else could fuse with the golden ancient tree too, right? His eyes flicked from Electrolux to Grandpa Yao. For a moment, both elders were puzzled. Then Electrolux's face lit up as understanding struck him. He laughed heartily. Ha ha ha, good lad. I support this plan. Let me meet that person soon. That person is indeed most suitable. Lin Xiao smiled. Electrolux had seen through it. The others looked baffled. The two elders shared a look of secretive delight. This was a surprise they had been keeping, something prepared for Grandpa Yao. Electrolux, who is this person? Grandpa Yao asked, genuinely curious. He knew asking Lin Xiao would be futile, so he turned to his brother-in-arms. Electrolux only laughed. Brother Chen, you'll know when you meet them. Lin Xiao's eyes were already bright with resolve. His plan was clear. Bring his teacher's wife to fuse with the golden ancient tree. Chapter 215, Mobilizing the Haoqian Sect. Neither Lin Xiao nor Electrolux had intended to tell the Great Master. It was their secret alone. The golden ancient tree was the perfect vessel, ideal for nurturing the soul of their master's wife. Once Han Shanshan fused with the tree, she would become one with it. As the world developed, her strength would grow naturally. When the golden ancient tree reached a certain level, consuming a morphing pill could even let it take human form. By then, the master's wife would not only have a body again, but also considerable talent. In every calculation, it wasn't a loss. Since Great Master himself didn't seem to use it, why not give it to someone who needed it? That had been Lin Xiao's plan from the start. He had never forgotten the soul trapped in the bone-chilling flame. He had remembered clearly ever since he became Great Master's disciple. There wasn't much he could do for his teacher, but helping Great Master rebuild his body was something he owed him. Recreating Han Shanshan would be his repayment. And of course, Electrolux couldn't be left out. Lin Xiao planned to send him to see his own disciple, Lin Xiao's senior brother, Long Haochen. That was something for later, though. Right now, Lin Xiao didn't have the ability to carry it out. When Great Master heard Electrolux's evasive words, he was dumbfounded. When had these two been keeping secrets from him? Something was wrong, more than wrong. Fine, since you won't tell me, I won't pry, he said aloud, though he wasn't convincing himself. Xiao Xiaozi, I still want to see who it is that you and Electrolux refused to speak of, Great Master added. He said he wasn't curious, but he clearly was. Still, Great Master tried to show magnanimity. His disciple was grown now and entitled to privacy. Master, don't worry. I guarantee you'll be very satisfied, Lin Xiao replied with a chuckle. He shouldn't have promised that. Great Master's curiosity only deepened. He racked his brains and couldn't place anyone here who would fit. Neither could Linger, Doupo, or the others. They exchanged looks. Secrets could be kept from a teacher, but not from peers. They had to find out. Great Master laughed and shrugged. All right, arrange it however you like. As he spoke, he gave Electrolux a pointed look. Electrolux pretended not to notice. Brother Chen, Brother Chen, he said nervously. You'll see soon enough. Don't blame me for keeping it from you. With everyone assembled, Doupo spoke up. Xiao Xiaozi, I think it's time we start integrating the continent. No need to be timid now, someone added. Lin Xiao met Doupo's eyes. Teacher, is the Heavenly Soul Empire ready for war? Dubusi considered. The Heavenly Soul Empire still harbors the body sect. That's a hidden danger. If it isn't dealt with, it will be a calamity. Only by firmly taking control of the Heavenly Soul Empire, then moving against the Dueling Empire, can we wipe the Dueling Empire out in one blow, Lin Xiao continued. After that, we'll press on the borders of the Star Luo Empire. The Sun-Moon Empire isn't urgent for now. With their current strength, there was no need for cautious small steps. They had already taken the Golden Ancient Tree. There wasn't anything left in Shrek worth coveting, only a few small fry. Besides, they had already embedded 2 major bombs in Shrek, Juju King and Ning Rongrong. If those detonated, the casualties would be unimaginable. That Clear Sky sect is actually within the Heavenly Soul Empire? Dubusi asked, surprised. Yes, Lin Xiao said. The Clear Sky sect is connected to Shaoling. To truly secure the Heavenly Soul Empire, we have to eliminate these internal troubles. Who knew if that little bastard might have left contingencies within the Clear Sky sect? Better safe than sorry. The main base had to be secure. Deacon, listening from the side, volunteered immediately. Lin Xiao, then I'll take the Soul Beast clan and wipe out the Clear Sky sect. They've been bored without real battles for too long. This will give them something to do. Dubusi, you take charge of the campaign against the Dueling Empire. Lin Xiao hesitated for a moment, but didn't refuse. He was still worried, though. Uncle Decian, the Clear Sky sect is Shaoling's domain. We can't be sure he didn't leave backup plans. I suggest when you reach them, you use spirit tools to bombard the place and level the sect. Use the spirit tools we just took from Shrek. Better to raise it than to leave any hidden traps. Disha nodded. Good. I'll organize the troops and get the spirit tools from BG. With that, Detian left to prepare. Linger, the evil emperor, the Snow Empress, and others also departed. Their Soul Beast clan could not miss a major operation. Lin Xiao didn't try to stop them. They were taking no small risk, but he valued their safety above all. Teacher, Lin Xiao said to Dubusi, then let's mobilize the troops against the Dueling Empire. No more hiding. Dubusi grinned. He had been waiting for this day. He rose without further comment, pleased, and left. Only Lin Xiao and a small group remained. Xiao Xiaozi, focus on refining the pill. Finish the one for Gu Yuana as soon as possible, Great Master instructed. Electrolux, come with me. The Great Master's face remained calm, but there was a clear undertone of authority in his eyes. Electrolux's voice trembled as he tried to stall. Ahem, Brother Chen, I'm very busy. The Blue Silver Emperor just said he needs my help. I'll go help him now. See you later, Brother Chen. He backed away cautiously, then broke into a run. Great Master's patience snapped. Stop right there, he barked and gave chase. Lin Xiao watched, helpless. Teacher, good luck. You're on your own here. Gu Yuana watched them go, then turned to Lin Xiao. They exchanged a look that spoke volumes. You want to know too? She asked. She nodded. I doubt anyone wouldn't. Lin Xiao leaned in close to her ear and gently blew a puff of air. Gu Yuana's cheeks flushed crimson. She shoved him away. Just tell me properly. No need to get so close. Her embarrassment was plain. Lin Xiao cleared his throat twice. We can't let the teacher know. Gu Yuana paused, as if that made sense, then leaned in again. Lin Xiao and Gu Yuana huddled together, whispering. When Lin Xiao mentioned the word mistress, Gu Yuana's eyes widened. That lover of Senior Yao, is she very powerful too? Mistress is my master's teacher. She's definitely not weak. Gu Yuana inhaled sharply. If she was his teacher, she would have to be a powerhouse. Where is your mistress now? She asked, curious. Lin Xiao didn't answer directly, only gave a mysterious smile. You'll find out soon enough. Gu Yuana nodded. No wonder he hadn't told the senior. He wanted to surprise him. I'll start refining pills. I feel like I can make healing pills for you soon. Gu Yuana understood. With the answer she wanted, her curiosity waned. All right, I'll keep watch. Lin Xiao spent his days and nights refining pills, trying to reach rank 7 and then rank 8. If Mistress were to emerge from the bone-chilling flame, her soul would certainly be weakened. She would need those pills. Lin Xiao's practice wasn't just for Gu Yuana. It was for his teacher and for improving his alchemy. There was nothing to lose and everything to gain. Meanwhile, Dai Mubai and Oscar had already reached the Clear Sky sect. They'd learned its location from Kai Mayer. After leaving Juju King and Ning Rongrong to guard Shrek, they'd come straight here. Linger had placed Ning Rongrong and Juju King at the Shrek Soul Tool Academy. She had promised to release them, and she honored that promise. Whether they were in good shape was another question. Enemies always set traps. But Daimubai's group hadn't dared to scheme, too fearful of Lin Xiao's strength. With Daming and Erming gone, the Clear Sky sect was on high alert. Daimubai and Oscar could still enter because records showed they had descended to the lower realm. Rumors outside supported that. They were now in the secret room where Daming and Erming had once stayed. The place for contacting Xiaoling. There were several places on the Douluo Continent that could reach Xiaoling: the Clear Sky Sect, Sea God Island, Shrek, Qiangkun questioning Love Valley, the Ice and Fire Yin-Yang, Well, Guangdong, Tanghao. But Lin Xiao had already dealt with all of them except the Clear Sky Sect. With Daming and Erming dead, the sect's ability to contact Xiaoling was greatly diminished, yet the five gods' descent still left the possibility that someone might try. Lin Xiao planned to wipe out this last channel. He was a step too late. Daimubai had arrived first and succeeded in contacting Xiaoling. The two of them appeared with Xiaoling's projection. "Mubai, little Ao, I understand everything you've said," Xiaoling said. "I didn't expect things to be this bad." Xiaoling kept his voice calm on the surface, but his face could barely conceal his rage. "I don't blame you for the golden ancient tree being taken." He took a breath. "From what you've said, my mother's situation sounds serious. As for the plane consciousness you asked about, my mother used to be able to contact my father. If you can't contact him now, something must have gone wrong. I only hope he's all right." Xiaoling struggled to control himself. Behind the calm projection, he'd already smashed his own palace to pieces in fury. Outwardly composed, he was silently venting. "Little San, we came to find out where the plane consciousness is," Daimubai said bluntly. "And more than that, we need to know what to do next. Lin Xiao is too strong. As we are now, it's very hard to beat them." Daimubai put on a bitter, helpless look. Xiaoling's projection inhaled, trying to temper its temper. "I'll help you look for the plane consciousness," he said. "For now, hold on until the day I take office. It's my turn tomorrow. I will descend to the lower realm personally. It wasn't convenient for me to act sooner. Contacting you now was only possible because I took advantage of destruction's lapse." Xiaoling's meaning was clear. He was limited in what he could do for the moment and expected them to rely on themselves. Daimubai and Oscar's expressions shifted, but they kept their hope in check. "Little San, is there any other way you can help us?" Daimubai pressed. Xiaoling paused, then tapped the projection lightly. 2 marks appeared on Daimubai and Oscar. "These contain a full-strength strike of mine. Only use them in a true emergency. This place can only condense this much for now. I will descend as soon as possible. For now, you must rely on yourselves." The offer was tactful but unambiguous. The two sighed inwardly, but it wasn't nothing. Between Xiaoling's marks and the 2 leaves Yin had given them, they had a few lifelines. "Find the plane consciousness first," Daimubai said. "Once we recover our strength, we can hold out until you arrive." Without power, everything was pointless. The might of a limit Douluo was negligible against the body school. Without recovering his divine power, Daimubai dared not act rashly. Xiaoling's projection nodded. From his true body in the divine realm, he intensified his probing, pouring in more divine power to search. But the instant his divine sense stretched out, the projection's face changed. "Run! Leave the Clear Sky sect, quickly!" Xiaoling shouted. Daimubai and Oscar barely had time to blink. Then the Clear Sky sect erupted. Rumbling booms shattered the air as explosions ripped through the campus. Flames leapt up, screams rang out, and with a deafening crash, a Rank 8 stationary spirit tool shell slammed down right where Daimubai and the others stood. Buildings were torn apart in an instant. Startled, Daimubai and Oscar fled. A Rank 8 stationary spirit tool shell posed little threat to them, but the destruction around them was overwhelming. As they escaped among the artillery fire, they stared up in disbelief. Soul Tool flying ships were taking to the sky, their cannons unleashing a continuous bombardment on the Clear Sky sect. Chapter 217. The Evil Emperor is severely injured. Daimubai and Oscar looked up and froze. A squadron of Spirit Tool airships hung over the Clear Sky sect, the lead ship bristling with powerhouses whose burning gazes were trained on the sect, which was still being pounded by artillery. Linger was the first to spot the two figures cutting through the shellfire. "Oh, it's that blondie and that coward," she called. She couldn't believe they had shown up at the Clear Sky sect, and it was a pity those level 8 stationary Spirit Tool shells hadn't blasted them to pieces. Daimu Bai and Oscar saw Linger and her group in turn. "Little Ow, the body sect," Daimu Bai muttered. "How did they find the Clear Sky sect? Damn, they're everywhere." Oscar frowned. They'd only just arrived and were already interrupted. They didn't even know where Xiaoling's consciousness was when the body sect had turned up. Could these people be a curse on their group? Detian saw them too. He lifted his hand. "Prepare the level 9 fixed soul guidance cannons. Aim at those two and fire." With Kong Deming and Jing Hongchen's help and the Soul Beast clan's stockpiles, BG and Li Ya had already learned to produce level 9 fixed soul guidance cannons. The body sect was no longer short of stationary Spirit Tool shells. Rank 10 ones still required more refinement and experience, but with Lia's talent and the veteran guidance, she could reach rank 10 sooner rather than later. At the moment, BG and Lia were the body sect's strongest spirit masters after Jing Hongchen and Kong Deming. Even Chan Duoduo didn't measure up. On the lead airship, the level 9 cannons swung and took aim at Daimu Bai and Oscar. Daimu Bai laughed scornfully. "Heh, spirit tools from the mortal world. Do you really think you can hurt us?" He knew Shrek didn't have level 9 cannons. The body sect's spirit tool strength was middling. The Sun Moon Empire held the true edge, and they weren't allied. Daimu Bai had just felt the power of level 8 shells and hadn't been phased. They were nothing to worry about. Daitian laughed at their arrogance. Snow Empress and Linger exchanged smirks. "They're not even dodging," Detian said. "Since they want to stand there and take it, let's see what a limit Douluo can withstand." At his signal, the level 9 fixed soul guidance cannons fired together. 9 stationary Spirit Tool shells tore through the air toward Daimu Bai and Oscar. Daimu Bai's smile vanished when he saw the shells. They were different from the others. "Little Ow, run!" The two surged with soul power and flashed away. Boom, boom, boom. The 9 shells struck where they had been standing, leveling the hilltop and leaving a deep, smoking crater. They collapsed a short distance away, panting and shaking. "If that had hit us," Oscar swallowed. Both of them were pale. 1 shell might have been survivable. 9 would have pulverized them. Even Muen wouldn't have walked away from that. Linger let out a disappointed sigh. The level 9 barrages had already reduced half of the Clear Sky sect to rubble. The level 8 cannons still kept up their bombardment. Detian's expression hardened. "Keep them here. They came. They must have contact with Xiaoling. Let's find out their plan." Several body sect figures circled in, smiles fixed like those of hunters closing on prey. Daimu Bai and Oscar were the prey now. "Blondie," Detian said coldly as he appraised them, "what orders did that little brat give you?" Under the scrutiny of so many powerful eyes, Daimu Bai and Oscar should have been trembling. Instead, both of them suddenly relaxed. Their faces smoothed into calm composure, which made Snow Empress frown and warn silently to the others, "Be careful. Something's off about them." Detian didn't wait. He slapped Daimu Bai across the face. The evil emperor did the same to Oscar. The two men only narrowed their eyes and snorted. They spoke to each other through transmitted voices. "Little Ow, I'll make the move. You get ready to slip away from the flank. Today they'll see the power of a god king." Oscar nodded without hesitation. After so much suppression, today they would stand tall. Confidence steadied them. If not, they'd have surrendered long ago. Daimu Bai's hand went to his face. He flicked his head up and in an instant unleashed the attack Xiaoling had implanted in his body. The evil emperor was the first to notice something wrong. He roared, "Run!" The roar and the attack arrived at almost the same moment. Everyone had been on guard, but they had misjudged Daimu Bai's strike. It was far stronger than expected, something Detian and his group were not prepared to withstand. Even though they had opened the gateway to the undead world, the blow still struck true. The evil emperor was closest. As he stepped, or rather was pulled, into the undead world, Daimu Bai's attack slammed into him. Boom! The impact shattered him. His original body was blasted outward. He spat up a mouthful of blood and collapsed, his life force draining fast. Linger and the others were injured as well, suffering varying degrees of damage. The uproar drew Lin Xiao and Gu Yuan's attention. "Xiao Xiaozi, hurry, save him!" Linger cried. Tian clutched his chest, gasping, blood already seeping from his mouth. Snow Empress and Linger writhed in pain. They had taken the brunt of Dai Mubai's attack, but the evil emperor had been the worst hit. Lin Xiao rushed over, placing the evil emperor beside the golden ancient tree. "Get the blue-silver emperor to help treat him," he barked. Linger and Snow Empress struggled to their feet and hurriedly explained what had happened. Lin Xiao's face darkened. "Watch over the evil emperor," he said. "I'm going after them." There was still a soul beast army outside. He couldn't simply ignore the broader threat. Chapter 218, The Evil Emperor's Sacrifice. By the time Lin Xiao and Gu Yuan arrived, Dai Mubai and Oscar had already fled. Only the spirit beast army remained, led by Bear Lord and several other great fierce beasts. When Bear Lord, Purple Lady, and the others saw Lin Xiao, they immediately gathered around. "We pay our respects to the sovereign. Greetings, young friend." "Sovereign Lin Xiao, how are Tian and the others?" Purple Lady's heart still trembled. She had felt death in that last attack. The god of death had been right before her eyes. Not only Purple Lady, but even Bear Lord had been shaken. Panic and fear had nearly killed them seconds ago. Except for the evil emperor, he's in critical condition. The others are not facing life-threatening danger. "Don't worry," Lin Xiao answered. "Where did that golden-haired man and that coward go?" Rage coiled inside him. After hunting geese all day, one finally gets pecked. Lin Xiao hadn't expected Dai Mubai and Oscar to be at the Clear Sky sect, nor that they would be so well prepared. He suspected Xiao Ling's involvement. The only question was how much damage they could still do. The Clear Sky sect was leveled by the explosion. They had nothing to linger for and feared you would come, so they fled right after striking, Bear Lord said, ashamed of his helplessness. Lin Xiao shook his head. "Don't blame yourselves. We didn't expect the enemy to be there either, or that they'd have such backup. Let's go. We should leave the Clear Sky sect first." They needed to check on the evil emperor. He was the most severely injured, and it was unknown whether he would survive. They entered the undead world. For Bear Lord and the others, it was their first time inside. They moved with great caution. The remaining spirit beast army withdrew to the Stardew Great Forest. Under the golden ancient tree in the undead world, the evil emperor lay unconscious. The blue-silver emperor was using a spirit ability to treat him while Medicine Elder and Electrolux kept watch nearby. "Master, how is the evil emperor?" Lin Xiao asked, concerned. Medicine Elder's face was grave. He shook his head slowly. "The evil emperor is already gravely injured. For him to survive, it's difficult, very difficult." Those words were effectively a verdict. A pall of sorrow fell over everyone. The evil emperor's huge eyes fluttered open. He forced a weak smile. "I'm not dead yet. Don't worry." Lin Xiao immediately hushed him. "Evil emperor, don't speak. Rest." "I won't let you die," the evil emperor murmured, and then, with great effort, he said, Lin Xiao, I will perform the sacrifice for you." "I always intended to perform the sacrifice for you. I just didn't expect it to be so soon," he added, voice thinning. Lin Xiao's brows tightened. It was a sacrifice to transfer the evil emperor's long-cultivated soul power to Lin Xiao, painful and enormous in cost. The evil emperor sighed faintly. He had prepared himself for death, only not so soon. He'd hoped Lin Xiao would need more time to reach soul power level 90, that he could still enjoy some carefree days. But one blow today had almost taken his life. He lamented his own weakness and vowed that after the rebirth the sacrifice might bring, he would be stronger, maybe even a god. "Evil Emperor, even if you want to perform the sacrifice for me, my soul power is only at level 87 right now," Lin Xiao said helplessly. He hadn't planned to absorb other attribute spirit rings for his second spirit. Pure ice would suffice. His flames were tied to ice. His flames formed the foundation of his existence, and he wanted to nurture them properly. "It's fine. I'm just injured. With my 790,000 years of cultivation performing the sacrifice for you, I can push your soul power to level 90 completely," the evil emperor whispered, each word strained. "You can withstand one spirit ring." His voice faltered. It sounded as though he could die at any moment. Lin Xiao, listen to the evil emperor. By performing the sacrifice for you, I won't die completely. Besides, won't you need my spirit ring? Guyuana spoke up. She knew Lin Xiao didn't want to take advantage of another's misfortune, but right now they had little choice. Lin Xiao nodded. All right, evil emperor, begin the sacrifice. Guyuana, your pill will have to wait a little longer, Lin Xiao said apologetically. Unexpected events kept interrupting his alchemy. If he absorbed the evil emperor's spirit ring now and then went into seclusion, who knew how long until he emerged? Guyuana managed a helpless smile. It's fine. I've waited who knows how many years already. A little longer won't matter. The evil emperor could not wait. Good. Lin Xiao, I want the external spirit bone from my clan to go to you. The evil emperor blinked hard, and then, using his final strength, he said, Lin Xiao, catch! A dark, magnetic field wrapped around them both. A gigantic eyeball hovered in the air as if the evil emperor were taking one last look at the undead world. Under that field, the evil emperor's terrifying soul power poured into Lin Xiao. Lin Xiao's soul power climbed rapidly, from level 87 to 88, then 89, and finally reached level 90. Those 3 short levels consumed the majority of the evil emperor's 790,000 years of cultivation. Advancing at higher soul power levels demanded tremendous cost. The evil emperor's spirit ring then materialized. Lin Xiao guided it to attach to himself. With Lin Xiao's assistance, the evil emperor gradually transformed into the state of a soul spirit. While Lin Xiao absorbed the spirit ring, Medicine Elder personally refined pills to heal Detian and the others. They were limit Douluos, the equivalent of battle emperors, and Medicine Elder could easily produce the necessary pills. After taking them, Detian and the rest recovered quickly. The evil emperor's external spirit bones, eyeballs, floated around Lin Xiao, radiating violent, ferocious mental energy. Where the Sea Princess's mental energy had been gentle, the evil emperor's was brutal. Both extremes could greatly enhance Lin Xiao's mental energy. After absorbing the evil emperor's spirit ring, Lin Xiao's soul power surged further. He reached level 92 and truly became a titled Douluo. But he wasn't finished. Guyuana, I need to condense my 3rd soul core, he said. I need spirit bones. Guyuana understood immediately. She produced the assortment of spirit bones stored in the dragon bone, the ones she'd promised him as the foundation of their cooperation. Lin Xiao's 3rd soul core would most likely require more than just the evil emperor's bones. What he aimed to condense now was a battle chi soul core. It's New Year's Eve, wishing all my dear readers good health and great fortune, and wishing this little author's novel explosive popularity. Chapter 219, The Potential of a Battle Emperor. The Battle Chi Soul Core was Lin Xiao's idea, modeled on the Soul Power Soul Core. If soul power could be condensed into a core, why not Battle Chi? The difference was that Battle Chi was a higher grade energy, and condensing a Battle Chi soul core was staggeringly difficult. The amount of Battle Chi required for a full core would be astronomical. Even Lin Xiao wasn't sure he could do it, but for his future, he had to try. Theoretically, it was possible. In practice, he would have to experiment slowly and carefully. Guyuana pulled the spirit bones from the Dragon Valley and scattered them beside Lin Xiao. Dubuzi and the others were stunned. None of them had ever seen so many spirit bones at once. Previously, Dubuzi would have been envious, but having traveled and seen more of the world, his astonishment had dulled into a quieter respect. Good heavens! Does Xiao Xiaozi need that much soul power for a 3rd soul core? Someone murmured. So many spirit bones, those could probably make several titled Douluo, right? Dubuzi knew, as a dual soul core owner, how hard it was to condense a soul core. For Lin Xiao to attempt a 3rd, and to make it a Battle Chi soul core at that, the difficulty and resource demand were enormous. The energy in those spirit bones, after conversion losses, might just be enough. Lin Xiao ignored the conversation. He began to work. This Battle Chi soul core would become Lin Xiao's primary core, with his 2 soul power cores supporting its operation. The 3rd core would complement the other 2. Battle Chi was his main strength. Soul power would be auxiliary. 1 supreme core and 2 strong supporters. That was Lin Xiao's plan. He was certain the Battle Chi soul core would be at least comparable to his 2 existing cores. That was precisely why he had saved this strongest core for last. Without further hesitation, Lin Xiao absorbed the evil emperor's external spirit bone and drew energy from the surrounding bones, converting it into battle chi to begin condensing the core. Conversion, condensation, fusion, each step demanded his absolute focus. Energy flowed in from all directions, converging into a whirlpool around him as the world's power streamed toward his center. Everyone watched, tense, afraid of any misstep. Only when Lin Xiao's process stabilized did they begin to relax. My disciple Lin Xiao has the potential of a battle emperor, old Yao breathed, filled with both pride and a quiet awe. He had suspected the attempt might succeed. The method was ingenious. Even in battle through the heavens, such an approach hadn't occurred to him. Perhaps this result relied on the unique nature of the Douluo Continent. He wasn't sure if it would work on the fighting Qi continent. Electrolux, having heard old Yao speak of battle emperors, nodded. Battle emperors were the strongest beings in old Yao's world, far more powerful than the deities of this land. How long will it take for Lin Xiao to condense his soul core? Gu Yuana asked anxiously. And what should we do next? Things had spiraled beyond expectations. The Shrek group had actually employed an attack from a fallen limit Douluo. That forced everyone to be on guard. Old Yao considered for a moment. For now, we hold our positions and wait for Xiao Xiaozi to finish his seclusion, he said. We don't know if that golden-haired man can use that attack again. They couldn't gamble. If Dai Mubai had another trump card, what would they use to resist it? Strength alone didn't tell the whole story. Lin Xiao himself wasn't overwhelmingly powerful, yet he had methods to defeat a god king. But with offense and defense reversed, they had to be cautious. ZG spoke from the side. I think they can only use it a few times. If they could use it unlimitedly, they wouldn't have fled after beating Di Tian and the others. Old Yao nodded slowly. Even if they can only use it once more, it would be a disaster for us. Who among you is confident enough to withstand their attack? Silence answered him. Old Yao was right. Apart from Lin Xiao, none of those present could take Dai Mubai's God King's strike. Not even the evil emperor could. The question hung heavy and unanswered. Be on full alert, Old Yao ordered. I don't think Shrek would dare to start an all-out war with us, but if it happens, stall for time until Xiao Xiaozi finishes his seclusion. Guyuana suggested, while we wait, can we cultivate battle chi? We might as well use the time productively. Old Yao agreed immediately. Yes, I don't know how long this will take. To prevent Shrek from setting an ambush, decide among yourselves who will stay to guard. They debated briefly and divided responsibilities. Di Tian and Du Buzi would remain to guard the body sect. The fierce beasts of the Star Do Great Forest and the rest would retreat into the undead world to cultivate simultaneously. Old Yao prepared recovery pills for everyone, and then Dubusi and Di Tian took their posts. Back at Shrek, Dai Mubai and the others were in high spirits. This time, how many of them hadn't escaped death? They had pressed their advantage. It's just a pity we can't contact the divine realm now, Oscar said. They'd planned for danger in times of peace, but they had also burned bridges. There was no chance of defecting to the body sect now. And they couldn't reach Shaoling. Their strength hadn't fully recovered, and the one full-power strike they had left was all they could rely on. Once it was used, there would be nothing more, and that left them uneasy. At the moment, stalling for time is our only option, Dai Mubai said. Our actions should have warned them. The body sect won't risk a reckless attack without understanding our true capabilities. To keep morale up, let's act the part. Be loud and arrogant, he added, forcing confidence. After being suppressed by the body sect several times, some factions within Shrek were already considering leaving. The Earth Dragon Gate and the Heavenly Dragon Gate were the most obvious prospects. Nan Shui of the Earth Dragon Gate still wanted to fence sit. She'd been rejected by the body sect before, but still hoped to defect and preserve her sect. For the sake of her sect's future, she was willing to keep her options open. Happy New Year to all dear readers. In the new year, allow this humble author one day of rest. Today will be just one chapter. Wishing all readers good health, all the best, and abundant wealth. May this novel explode in popularity and bring riches, riches, riches. Chapter 220. A God Descends to the Mortal Realm. Shrek knew exactly what everyone was thinking. They simply hadn't said it out loud. As long as things stayed unspoken, they could live with the uneasy balance. But once the matter was brought into the open, there would be no going back. Now that Daimubai and the others had successfully driven out the body sect's operatives, morale ran high. If that victory were publicized, it would snuff out the ambitions of the schemers. With Shrek still in a precarious position, it wasn't the time for a large-scale purge of traitors. They would let the fence-sitters lie for now and strike decisively later. Fence-sitters, Shrek despised them. The body sect felt the same. How many factions were quietly courting the body sect now? No one knew. The body sect didn't want them. Who would trust a hanger-on? If those forces had joined the body sect from the start, they would have been welcomed, like the Heavenly Soul Empire, which had firmly boarded the body sect's ship and had no intention of leaving. They had even annexed the Dueling Empire, restoring their borders to what the Heaven Do Empire had been 10,000 years ago. The Heavenly Soul Emperor was elated. He believed he had restored his ancestors' glory. With the Heaven Do Empire reborn under his rule, he pictured himself among history's greatest monarchs. Daimubai had wanted an inspiring result, and this was perfect. As he predicted, once the news broke, the restless forces stilled. At the Earth Dragon Gate, the gate had been pushed completely out of the Heavenly Soul Empire's borders and forced into Shrek's territory. The only forces still able to operate within the Heavenly Soul Empire were those on good terms with both the body sect and the Empire. Mother, Shrek has the upper hand now. From what I hear, both the body sect and the Heavenly Soul Empire have pulled in their reins, Nanchuchu said. We have absolutely no reason to defect to the body sect anymore, right? She continued, puzzled. Nan Shui Shui shook her head and sighed. Chuchu, you don't understand. This time, I was the one who got greedy. Regret weighed on Nan Shui Shui. Why hadn't they joined the body sect back then? Sectmaster Dubuzi and Lin Xiao personally invited us, she said. At the time, Shrek was at its peak. Choosing Shrek was the right move then, but look now. Lin Xiao has gravely wounded the ancestor Xiao Ling, and elders like Dai Mubai have been beaten back repeatedly. Do you really believe the recent reports? Even if they're true, Shrek is bound to fail, she muttered. Lin Xiao, I still can't read him. Nanchuchu hesitated. But mother, didn't you say Sectmaster Dubuzi still owes us a promise? Nan Shui Shui gave a bitter smile. To the strong, promises only exist between equals. When we're weak and the enemy strong, asking for promises is humiliation. Forget it. Choo-choo, if an opportunity comes, go visit the body sect. Show our sincerity. They had no choice but to seek a powerful ally. What they didn't know was that in the body sect's eyes, the Earth Dragon Gate had already been sentenced. A chance had been afforded once. There would be no second. After the incident, Shrek basked in long-awaited relief. Daimubai and his team relaxed a little, but their watch over the body sect and the Heavenly Soul Empire remained unbroken. Both sides were waiting, one for Xiao Ling, the other for Lin Xiao. Each side had a person they were counting on. In the undead world, Lin Xiao continued condensing his third soul core. Vast flows of energy surged through him, and his two existing soul cores spun frantically as if their lives depended on it. Time drifted by. Lin Xiao had no sense of how long he remained in seclusion. The mountain of spirit bones was slowly diminishing, and his power steadily climbed. Guyuana stood nearby, stunned by the resources poured into his cultivation. Senior, how much longer will Lin Xiao go on like this? She asked. I have a bad feeling, she admitted. Anxiety gnawed at her the longer it dragged on. Old Yao, Brother Chen, drew a deep breath, stroked his beard, and watched Lin Xiao with a calm face. I can't give a precise estimate, but I know this. The moment Xiao Xiaozi finishes his seclusion, his strength will crush that Xiao Ling. You're worried Xiao Ling will descend to the mortal realm first? Old Yao asked softly, shifting the subject. Guyana nodded. That was exactly what haunted them. The longer Lin Xiao took, the worse their position could become. No one was willing to gamble on when Xiao Ling might descend. If a god descends with plane consciousness present, the plane consciousness will be the first to sense it, Old Yao reminded them. We're already on full alert. We might be able to hide for a while. Old Yao had once died and been reborn. He no longer cared about pride. Survival mattered more than face. The one who laughs last is the winner. Guyena agreed. For now, all they could do was stay hidden, mainly because none of them could match Xiaoling. Just then, Dubusi arrived in a rush. Brother Chen! Brother Chen, it's bad! Old Yao's brow tightened. Had Guyena's premonition come true? A god has descended? Old Yao asked directly. Dubusi blinked in surprise. Brother Chen, you already know, I must have been overanxious. But Guyena's face fell dead serious. Her instincts had been right. Old Yao wanted details. What does the plane consciousness say? Dubusi hurried to explain. The plane consciousness says it isn't Xiaoling. The strength isn't that great, and the being is still being suppressed by his rules. If that's true, then we have less to fear. If it's not Xiaoling, there's no immediate threat, Old Yao said, easing slightly. Dubusi's expression darkened. However, this god brought a divine tool. The plane consciousness senses a terrifying energy in that tool. It couldn't determine the specific quality, only that the divine tool contains tremendous power. Old Yao pondered the implication. A powerful divine tool could change everything. He made his decision. Buzi, first get our people back. Don't move unless the enemy acts. Our job now is to keep our forces alive until Lin Xiao completes his seclusion. That was all Old Yao could do. Buy time for Lin Xiao to grow strong enough to tip the scales.